I knew you were trouble when you walked in. All the leaves are brush. Hot mic. Mic is hot. I don't think my thumbnail worked.
Hot mic. Mic is hot.
All right. I think we're okay. How's my haircut? What's going on? It's just Paul. Party time. What's going on, you barrage? Let me kill the audio on this. It's Wednesday, and it gets dark at like 4 o'clock. I hate it. Yeast and the Beast, ElementaryBrewingCo. What's going on, Braj? Good job on that video today, man. Good to see you back. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened over here? We're going to have Party Time Brewing come on tonight up there in Canada. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Awesome Maddox? Cheers, everybody. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what you're fermenting. I'm drinking my hazy pink Starburst that didn't pink Starburst. It's actually more of like a tangerine creamsicle, but I'm digging it. I'm loving it. Cheers to you guys. My favorite day of the week. Space Fish, what's going on, man? Austin Maddox. Cheers, Braj. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Just popped my first Mad Elf of the season, 10-10 as always. Right on, man. What's up, Barry Weiss? Or Space Fish 42. Lex Steel, what's up, you Braj? Yeast and the Beast, man. Congrats on 1,000. We're going to get a name reveal soon, huh? Don't do it, though. Don't do it. Really quick, I'm going to get a party time in here. Just wanted to give a quick little shout out to Animated Matt and Apartment Steve for coming on last week. That was fun. Steve came on the fly on Wednesday, and then Matt came in on Thursday, and that was a trip. Good job with that, Matt. And we got a lot of love for his channel. A lot of people subscribed to it, and he woke up with well over 700 subscribers, and that was cool. So shout out to you guys. That's awesome. That's awesome. What else happened? Oh, big shout out to the Brew Show. He had 10,000 subscribers. That's what I love about YouTube. It's 100% up to you. There's nobody in your way except yourself. You do it or you don't. And he's got a full-time job. He's got a wife. He's got a dog. And he puts out content more than I do. So congratulations on him. I'm going to send him a Nintendo Switch next week, this week, next week. Trent, I tried to buy one and they were sold out. I swear on my mother's grave, on my grandmother's urn, that I went to Walmart and Best Buy and they were both sold out. I don't know why. It's like 5 years old. But we got Party Time Brews coming on tonight. We're talking about tasting room pet peeves. Brian sent me a good article on the shortage on aluminum. I know there's a lot of breweries struggling right now with aluminum. Somebody asked me, this is a good question, I don't know. Is there more money in beer or coffee? Because coffee shops are popping up just like breweries. When's the best time to dry hop? And we'll talk about how Omega Lutra Kveik is now in dry form. And I learned about that from a comment from Bob Moran. And that is awesome, because if we can get that yeast in dry form, what's stopping us from getting every yeast in dry form? Brewmill Tony, what's up, you brunch? And all right, let me get James in here. He's up there in Canada, and I don't know how much he goes out to the bars, to the breweries and stuff like that, but I'm interested. Nice haircut, CH. Yeah, I just got a haircut. It was super hard to get because I couldn't go to my regular barber. He was booked up. Then I tried to go to this new place, and it sucked. I walked out. And then I went to, there's a little like Hispanic neighborhood right around the corner, and it's awesome. They don't speak English. I just go in there. I show them a picture of Brad Pitt from Fury. They line me up. I give them $45, and we're cooking with grease, baby. What's up, Delonius? What's going on, Jay Reynolds? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Trans Am guy, what's up, you brunch? CH Moonlight is an actor on Peaky Blinders. Yeah, I got the beard trim too. It's Thanksgiving. I'm seeing my dad tomorrow. Gives him peace of mind when I get a haircut and stuff. He thinks I'm taking care of myself. It's all good though. Thanks, Delonius. Cheers, Brosh. Really quick, want to give a shout out to last week's Super Chatters. They produce all of this, and everybody produces all of this. The people that watch Homebrew for Life. And thank you for watching Homebrew for Life video this week. My channel was bombing, and this video is like YouTube shows you like your number 1 through 10 uploads, and this got number 1. I haven't seen that in a long time. Out of all the videos or recent videos I've uploaded, this got number 1. The last couple of videos have all been number 10. Chili beer and shit. So thank you for watching this week's video. I needed that. YouTube is like stand-up comedy. When you're bombing, you question yourself. When you're doing good, it's fun and addicting, and you want to keep going. It's like baseball. You hit home runs, you want to keep playing. You strike out, you want to quit. Last week's Super Chatters, producers, GDRider, much love. Tom Alvarado, a.k.a. Alvarado Brewhouse. Elementary Brewing, who's in here right now. Again, great job with your last video. He was up early in the morning making a double IPA. Not using Voss Kavik yeast. Fermentation Adventures, much love, man. Tom Mellon, you are the barrage. Zach Pierson, thank you. You dropped a bomb last week. Brandon Chamberlain, Zach McCrary, and Lex Steel. Lex is in here. He's always the #1 dude to leave comments on the Homebrew for Life videos, man. You are appreciated. You don't go unnoticed. Monthly Super Chatter. I didn't even know we could do that, but Zurazzansi has been a Super Chatter through Streamlabs for 2 months. I don't know how that works, but he supports it. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks for helping produce the channel and keep this channel going consistently. Let's get party time in here. Without further ado, here's the beer right here, man. Here's the beer that I brewed up. It's so good. And the bummer about hazies is that you drink them so fast. You drink them too fast. Buzz Bomb Brewing donated $10 super chat. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Much love to Buzz Bomb, man. We'll do an NBC here for you in a second. The NBCs are getting too long. I got to start breaking them up. I got to start doing like a 10-second one, a 30-second one, and a 2-minute one or something. Brandon Chamberlain, much love you, Braj. Cheers to you guys. Much love. Thanks for paying for a beer. Thanks for paying for my beers later. I'm going out tonight with a dude. His name's Maury. It's good looking. Yeast in the Barrage. What happened, CH? I have your Amazon affiliate link saved to my favorite, so you get my support that way. Why don't you do it for yourself, Yeast in the Beast? It's your videos. It's your content. Flora Dave, what's going on? All right, let's get him in here. He's the Barrage, and I want to give him a quick little apology. We had him on before, and then my friend John showed up, who's going to help out doing some of the cooking videos for us, and it wasn't fair to James. It was kind of a piece of shit move. I didn't know John was going to bomb in like that, and won't happen again. Won't happen again. Lex Steel has just donated $20. NBC Brush. We'll get that going. We're going to drink this whole, Lex, we're going to drink this whole cake tonight. This whole corny cake tonight. It's going to get killed. Jason Garcia, what's going on, man? John Main, Elementary Brewing gets up early for me. Gets up too early for me. Yeah, I don't know if that's like midnight or 4 in the morning for Brian, but it's awesome. He had some really good shots in the intro of his last video. I dug that. I dug that a lot. And I do have a question for him. If anybody who watched this video, the Northern Brewer Yeast Starter Kit, the thing in a can, I'm very interested. But without further ado, let's get the barrage in here. Let's go to start video call. Is there anybody in there? New video backgrounds. Turn on camera. We do not need that. Start video call. No background right now. No worries. That's okay. Let's go to window capture. Steve is not here anymore. And we're going to go to James. What's going on, my dude?
Oh, not too bad.
Thrasher in the house. All right, let me move this around a little bit. There he is. All right, let me go to nice stash, brother.
Ooh, close up of the nest.
Yeah. Let me go to fit to screen. That should work.
Yeah, so that's way too big of a stash.
There we go. Nice shirt, man. Bringing it back. Thrasher. John Goman would be proud.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go like that. And then we're going to go something like, you were ready, man. Thanks for being ready. I literally was flying around all day, and I could not for the life of me get somebody to cut my hair. But now we are good.
Nice. I'm just glad that my videos worked in there because I was playing around with the OBS. Kind of fun.
You sound good. You look good, man. We're here. This is James out there in Canada. What's going on, man?
Oh, not too much. Just having a beer.
Cheers, bros. What are you drinking?
Waiting for the happy hour.
Yep.
I got it. Some sort of Breakfast Brewery Christmas on Portland Street. Raspberry Porter.
Raspberry Porter?
Yeah.
Sounds boozy.
It's only 5.5.
Session-y.
Not too bad at all. Yeah, exactly. Session boozy.
You're getting a compliment on your porn stash, man. Bringing the 70s back. Ron Jeremy would be proud. Shout out to the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, nothing like a good mustache. I tend to grow too many sarcastic mustaches, and then it kind of just ends up that I end up with a mustache half of the year, and it's not as good as I expect.
Well, at least you know that your videos are authentic because your last video you started out without a mustache, and by the outro you had a mustache. So I could tell that you didn't bullshit it and make it one day. Not that I care, you know. But nah, man. This is James. He's got a channel. We have a link to his channel in the bio. It's called Party Time Brewing. He's funny as shit. This is the second time he's come on. Like I said, man, I'm sorry about John crashing the hangout last time, but I think we were talking more skateboarding than beer. But it's all good, man, as long as we're here.
Oh, yeah, it's no problem at all. Didn't mind talking to him, and we're all just here to chill out. Doesn't matter who's on the screen or who's talking.
Yep, and you're getting a comment about your video game stash back there. I see that NES rack, man. You got any you got stadium events back there?
Oh yeah, it's new in box.
What's up?
No,
You have it complete in box? What is that, about $30,000?
I think it's probably ridiculous now. I haven't seen them. I saw that the Super Mario 3 went for like stupid amounts of money, a new in box, perfect condition one. So
Yeah, I used to collect retro video games, and I used to know everything which was rare and all that stuff. But I remember that Stadium Events was the hardest game to get, and it was, you could go on eBay and click on sold, and it'd be anywhere from about, I don't know, $8,000 to $12,000 for just the cartridge.
oh yeah, worth every penny.
Because for those who don't know, so you guys remember the track and field game where you'd plug in the pad and you'd run and jump, the pad you'd lay out on your carpet? It was kind of like a gimmicky, kind of like the Duck Hunt Zapper. But before it was called track and field, it was called Stadium Events. And there was only like a couple thousand in circulation, maybe not even a couple thousand. And then Nintendo, I think, bought the rights to that, and they changed it into track and field. And they came out with that pad thing that you'd run on and then do the long jump on. So long story short, it's just a rare game. It's a shitty game that is super rare. But anyway, man, we're chilling. What's going on, Chris Vodka? Hack Attack. Park it on your chin. Me and my wife just had to do an NBC, mandatory bourbon chug. I like it, man. I like it. How's the audio on James and myself's end?
Sounds good over here, but I'm only listening to it through the Discord.
Yeah. Do you have it up on YouTube?
I got the video up on YouTube, but
about a 10-second delay.
The delay isn't so easy to
throws you off a little
follow.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler Kipping, what's going on, man? Elementary, remember that pad? Yeah, we're talking like late 80s, early 90s. Just, we had it upstairs and just bumming the shit out of anybody downstairs that was watching TV in the family room. Jump. Shake the whole house.
Power pad in university, and
it
went missing when I lent it to someone else that had an S.
Yeah. Well, right on, man. How's everything going up in Canada?
Oh, it's going good. Today's the first day I had to shovel snow for the year, so we made it till almost December, so that's not too bad at all.
Yeah, it's a little bit warm down here at this time of the year. Usually it's colder. I don't know if that climate stuff is actually true or whatnot, but it's definitely pretty warm for coming into January.
Oh, yeah.
Audio is 5x5. Good. Well, right on, man. I was going to ask you, somebody asked me what we're talking about, tasting room pet peeves. Do you go to breweries or bars up there where you live? Because I know you're kind of out there in the cuts.
Yeah, we're out here in the cuts, but I like to, if I manage to get away, which is usually maybe once every month and a half or 2 months, there's a new tasting room open called Tapestry nearby, which is pretty good. They usually keep about, I guess, 10 or 15 or maybe a few more local beer on tap, which is good. Not too much of the cross Canada or US type beers, so they're getting a lot of the neighborhood breweries in there and stuff. And I think I actually can't really read the black on black, but there's a mug from them. But that's about it for tap rooms. I guess there's a couple over in the city, but that other one's close. The Tapestry is nice and close to me. It's only about a 20-minute drive. So,
I'm sorry, do they brew their own beer, or do they just have 15 local breweries on?
They're just solely a tap room. So they
just a tap room.
As far as I know, maybe they do, but I think they're supporting all the local breweries and garage neighborhood breweries and stuff like that. So nice to get out and get some beer that you can't get other places.
What's your go-to brewery that you would go to, or is there not a go-to?
There's just a lot of breweries in Nova Scotia. The list is kind of ridiculous here, but there's about, I guess it's in a different direction, but it's called Mianda River Brewing. That's a nice one. It's just out on a farm, so in the summer it's great to just go hang out at the picnic table and have a bunch of draft. Or And then in town, the ones that have been around for years are Propeller and Garrison, and they all make great beer, but they're actually pretty big now. So
Propeller, and
that's
Garrison.
yeah,
I'll keep them.
both of those ones are pretty good.
I'll keep them on my radar. Do you have any tasting room pet peeves? Do you have anything? Do you mind if there's kids running around or dogs off leashes or people playing trivia night or something like that?
For me, I got kids, don't have the dogs, but yeah, it's hard for me. I don't get pissed off at anything, so people can go do their thing, and as long as it's not my kid running around knocking people's drinks over, I really don't care.
Yeah, something tells me you've never been pissed off in your entire life.
Only at video games. Done the Super NES controller swing and smashed it.
Only at homebrew and video games.
Yeah, homebrew video games.
Only at the video game. Only at stadium events and stuck fermentations.
Yeah, couple of these have met their end at Castlevania.
Yeah. Right on, man. I don't know. We're just kind of hanging out. What's going on? What's going on with your next video or on the backlog?
I have a bunch of ones and kind of brews that I made, and so I got a lot of grain to glass that I just haven't kind of finished up yet. I'd like to do one of basically I haven't seen too many videos on just a wort in a bag brew, so I bought one of those a little while ago. The problem is we had a party the other weekend and people drank it completely, so now I gotta try to find. I think I have a bottle somewhere that I don't know where it is conditioning, so hopefully I can find that and do one of my amazing reviews on it, the uninformed review.
Yeah, your last video was good. This beer isn't good. It's not bad. I just got to get better at tasting beer.
Yeah.
So you digging brew in the bag? What about this?
Yeah, I tried it the once. It's great, and then where I bought a 20 gallon kettle, like it's nice that I can do a more or less a half barrel, assuming I'm not doing a huge grain load. I'd like to try to do yeah.
It's big. I got a 20-gallon kettle. It's just too big for me. It's too big for my wort chiller. I'm going to make a video on all the systems that I've had. It's when people get into home brewing, they want to know what fermenter to buy, what system to buy. I've had pretty much every system at this point, but I want to have, instead of using a grain basket, I want to use like the metal basket that comes in an Anvil Foundry or a Grain Father or something, the thing that you pull out. Yep. I want to use that as a hop bag, but I'm going to take mine, and I like the Anvil one because it's got the false bottom on the bottom of it. It's got the holes in it. And then on the 6 inches on the side, on the bottom going around it, they've got the holes in it too. But I'm going to drill holes through that whole thing and just use that as my brew in a bag. And I'm going to put it in a boil kettle that's big enough with propane. And then
Okay, nice.
yeah, so the bag's kind of a bitch to clean. I've done 4 batches now. It's just kind of weird. Sometimes I feel like it's just going to rip, and my little ones have ripped, and sooner or later they're going to rip. But with the metal thing, it's just like, I think it's 100% proof that's good. I can't see it going bad. But
Oh yeah, for sure. I had a brew one of the, I guess it's from brewinabag.com, and those ones are rock solid. I had another $20 one that I had in my pocket and kind of compared them, and the $20 one's all flexible and it still has the straps on it, and it'd probably hold a good amount of grain. But
yeah,
I can guarantee you when everything's moving around in there, it's the pores are opening up and letting more crap out into the main wort and stuff like that. So yeah, I really like the brew in a bag one. It's just twice or 3 times as expensive, which kind of sucks, but
yeah,
still only about 40 or 50 bucks Canadian, probably a little less down there.
Do you have an electric system? Do you have a Anvil or one of those hot baskets that I'm talking about?
The Grain Father is what I got.
You have your Grain Father? Yeah, and it comes with a hot bag, right? Or a hot basket or a grain basket?
Yeah, just the basket there. I've tried a couple brews with the putting the grain or the brew in a bag kind of around the basket, because I've seen a lot of people trying to do that, but I haven't really found too much of a difference yet, and it's a lot more effort in cleaning. So
yeah.
No,
yeah, I'm going to do the kind of hassle to what I'm talking about is you have to kind of have the perfect boil kettle for it, because obviously you want it to fit, and I don't know if you have a thermometer on there, it's going to be sticking out. But my 20-gallon kettle is too big. It's just there's too much surface area. It's just too wide, so the grain it's not all touching the water. But if I have like a 10 or 12 or 15-gallon kettle that's kind of more taller than it is wide, kind of how Anvil makes them, it would be perfect. But Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just kind of at the point in brewing where I just want to cut out everything that can go wrong. Like I don't use pumps anymore. I'm not really doing the electric thing anymore. I just want to get to, like, if I can pick it up, I don't need a pump. If I like, there's just too many things that can go wrong. And Clawhammer made a good video a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about his system versus all the other systems. And he's like, at the end of the day, if you use these enough, parts are going to break. Like it doesn't matter if it's the grain father. I've broken a grain father. My anvil foundry is kind of busted. Clawhammer system, mash and boil, the Brewzilla. Sooner or later, I mean, there's just stuff in it that's going to go wrong. And that could be a nightmare for a brew day. So I'm kind of at the point where, like, I just want everything to go right. And I know it's kind of nice to have temperature control and check stuff, come back to it and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just my anvil foundry crapped out on me. It took me so long to heat up. When you're sparging or when you're getting your strike or sparge ready, it doesn't take that long. But when you're trying to boil and you get 6 or 7 gallons in there, to get from 180 to 212 takes like almost an hour, maybe longer. I don't know, but it's just like, damn, this doesn't work for me. I gotta be faster with brewing.
Oh yeah, I picked up the 240 volt grain father when I first got it, so it's never too bad for the boiling. The only thing I worry about is my horrible kind of conversion plug that I made that always goes in water. I'm pretty sure it's not on any sort of good breaker. So
are you worried about that?
With that?
Some makeshift converter?
Well, not a converter. It's literally just you're just converting the fitting. It's not converting the like electricity. Just adjusting it for a welding plug.
Right on. Let me go get a beer. Can you keep the chat going? I'm going to go get a Hoppy Amber.
Ooh, sounds good. I'll see what I can do.
All right. Subscribe to James's channel, everybody. Anybody who's here. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So I guess the standard is, what's everyone brewing? What did they brew this week? Or what you drinking? Everyone wants to know what you're drinking. Just be quiet. Watch. Need some theme music in the background or something. See, that's it. What's in the fermenters? That's Marianne knows. Yeast has a good idea. Subscribe to Mr. Yeast. It's one of the best shows. How do we make English pub ales great again? Not sure. Trailer Park Boys, Nova Scotia's finest. Of course. And coffee stout, Austin. Yep, I got one of those in the fermenters too. I think it's just about ready.
We're bringing the multi beers back tonight. That's what's going on tonight. We're bringing the trend back.
Nice.
Tyler Kipping, how do we make English pub ales great again? We just got to start talking about it. We got to start brewing it. We got to start drinking it. Elementary Brewing, Hoppy Lager, my man. Yep. Tom Mellon.
I'll go.
Sorry, what?
Oh no, I'm just saying elementary. I like that hoppy lager. I'd like to do a dry hop lager sometime soon.
What's your take on wet hops? Can you get wet hops up where you're at?
We can. I grow, like one of my first videos. I tried replanting and making the hop yard, but this year's harvest was kind of shite, we'll call it. And I have a bunch of horribly kept wet hop or fresh hops that I'm going to try to make a brew out of soon, but they're all brown and it's probably going to taste like a sack of grass, kind of like the Sasquatch hops tasted like. But I'm going to give it a shot, just not to waste them.
Yeah. I'm too afraid to grow my own hops. I don't know. It's just so time consuming. But I know that Clawhammer does it, and it's pretty cool videos, but I don't know. Shoot it, come back to it. Shoot it, come back to it. Parking on your chin, 169. I started at 1 o'clock today on Black IPA and finished at 8-ish with the Brewzilla, including cleanup. That's not bad. Noel, what's going on, man? Stimpy Gato, what's up? Homebrew for Life, Braj Holes. I apologize in advance. Been sampling the holiday head brews. Hell yeah. That's what holiday beer is for, man. It's for drinking. Uncle Dana, coffee stout. Looking forward to trying the first PTB stout. What's PTB?
Oh, okay. Party Time Brewing. Dana was up last week when we did the brew. Basically brewed it for him because he wanted a coffee stout, and we did a cold brew with it. So we'll see how that turns out. Just
right on.
One pot.
Battalion Rob, I OCH some fish tacos. I'm coming home for Christmas. See you soon. let's go get beers at South O Brewery. I was there today. It's looking great. I am there too much. It's right next door to one of my favorite Mexican food places. So I just get the burrito, and I always end up over at South O. But it's looking good. And to anybody that can make it December 4th, that would be awesome. It's going to be packed. I was really worried when Trevor told me he was going to open up a brewery. But as time goes on, I have no doubt at all whatsoever. Hell yeah. What beers have you been drinking? Noel, Chris Vodka Party Time, Turkey Eve after party tonight. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. He's 4 hours ahead of Nova Scotia. I'm sorry. I knew that, but I've got a lot of people on. I kind of forget the time zones. I would have started at 5 if I got you confused with Animated Matt because he's Canada, but he's on.
He's the other coast.
He's the other coast.
But,
yeah.
Yeah, no worries. No worries here. It's better if you keep it consistent there so people know when to tune in.
Appreciate that, my man. Marianne Doe, Thanksgiving in Canada was a couple weeks ago. I did not know that. I thought Canadians celebrated the same way Americans did. What about Christmas? Is it 2 weeks before too?
No, Thanksgiving's the only one that's set up to confuse the heck out of everyone.
Duly noted.
We were sometime around October 12th. Wow. You guys are always a 5 or 6 weeks difference.
Now I know. Nothing better than good burritos and good beer. That's right.
Jeez, Noel's drinking well.
Noel's living good, man. Year-old barley wine, 2 times double IPA. My own PA Pumpernickel. What's PA stand for? Pennsylvania? Pumpernickel Porter so far. Tom Mellon rolling with Sierra Nevada Pale Ale tonight. That's my go-to. Brian was rocking a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale in his last video, the Porter video, the long sleeve white one. I used to have that in college. My whole college man cave was banners of Sierra Nevada and their merch and stuff like that. I will be on a really long flight on December 4th, but even then I'm in Texas. John Main drinking a Timothy Taylor I brewed a month ago. What's a Timothy Taylor? Is that the kid from Home Improvement?
The dad, maybe.
Tool Man?
Let's see. So what do they got up there for the old Black Friday deals on homebrew stuff?
I do not.
Anything kicking around there?
I've seen some Northern Brewer promos. They're doing like a 12-day of Christmas thing. I don't really need anything for brewing. Except maybe a 10-gallon kettle. I did have a boil over on my 8-gallon one, and it sucks because you lose a lot of sugar on that.
Yeah, it's nice. It'd be nice to have like a 15-gallon kettle that was skinny and tall.
Yeah, and Anvil does that. And they asked me, they were like, hey, would you want anything? I said, yeah, let me get a 20-gallon kettle. And I didn't know that it was just going to be way too big. To the point where, like, my wort chiller doesn't even, like, the only 3 coils of my wort chiller touches the bottom of it. Because it's so wide, it just sucks for grain and it sucks for chillers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, I think the only thing I'm trying to get is, I wouldn't mind trying to get one of them Blickman quick carbs. I like the idea of the hour carbonation, although just like what you've been showing with the kegs and the cap with the carb stone, it seems pretty good too. You said that's only about 4 hours.
Yeah, you want to crank it up to about 15 psi. I played around with it a little bit too much. 15 psi for about 4 or 6 hours, and then turn it back down to like 8 or 10. I never have my psi over 10 as a home brewer just because it's a 5-gallon batch, so I don't want to waste 1 ounce of beer. I drink all the beer that sits in the lines overnight. I drink all the foam if I have any. I worked at too many breweries where too many beer tenders just sit there and pour it out and sit there and pour it out. It just drives me crazy. And that's why home brewers are the best beer pourers in the world, because we don't waste any of it.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you waste it, you can suck up the 3/4 foam glass worth of flat shit when it's done.
I have to have a really bad beer for me to throw it out. And I have thrown beers out before, just when too much experimenting goes wrong. Too much.
Oh, yeah.
Too much.
I got a buddy down the road that'll take it anytime it's a horrible batch. So
he'll drink it or he'll distill it.
Oh yeah, he'll drink anything. So I'll send it down his way.
Yeah, here you go, man. It's a year-old wort. Battalion Rob, my opinion only. The quick carb is just okay. I never use it. Burst carbonate or just conditioned for 7 days. Are we talking about the Blickman one? Or are we talking about the Chinese one that I use? Mine's $25. How much is the Blickman one?
Oh, Blickman silly. It's like here it's $2.89 and it's on sale for like $2.30 or something like that. And I know the Carb Stone seems like it's pretty. I have one. I just haven't really hooked it up and tried it yet. I don't have the fancy lid, but you could just drop the Carb Stone in the on the input side for the air and carbonate it that way at the end.
I like it. Yeah, I like mine a lot. The handle's kind of weird. It's a little bit different. You got to kind of, just to get it in your corny cake, you got to take it more of an angle because it does have gas in post sticking out. But I have cut my fingers on it a couple times. It's got kind of like a gnarly clamp down when you lock it. I mean, it's kind of good. It's good because you know it's secure and it's going to be airtight as long as the gasket's good. But I'm kind of afraid taking that thing off sometimes. I've got myself a couple times. But it works. At the end of the day, you pay for what you get. It's $25. Comes from China. Gets the job done. I don't really see how you can get stitches on it, but I've definitely mousetrapped myself a couple times.
Nice.
The labor of brewing. The labor of homebrew.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I don't know if I've had any good injuries homebrewing yet or not.
Nothing? No electrocution or...
No. Well, I guess the worst one was just my son getting electrocuted there on that they showed on that video clip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just glad I haven't fired a bunch of star sand in my eyes or something like that. So I'm good to go with that. I kind of lack sometimes on the goggles or gloves type things.
Just ego injuries. Well, you did blow up a CO2 tank in your kitchen in front of your family.
That was the wife was closest, so it's her fault.
I still can't believe you had that caught on camera. And if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, it's like 3 videos back on Party Times Brewing. And I see Jorge Castro in the house, man. Happy Thanksgiving. For anybody who just got here, this is Party Time Brewing out there in Nova Scotia. Do you want to go by James or do you want to go by Party Time?
James works. I don't think I need to go by Party Time.
Either way, this is behind the curtain.
Yeah.
We can go by our birth certificate, Christian names or whatever.
Exactly.
I wanted to have your T-shirt by the time I had you on, but when you buy it through Teespring, it's kind of like back to the 90s. You know, it's like the mail order catalog from 1997. Like you buy something and you cut the thing out of the magazine and you pay for the $5 for shipping and handling, and then you totally forget about it. And then 1 month later it shows up and you're like, oh yeah. But there's no Amazon Prime for our merch stores.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like buying the old Green Day shirts out of Hip Parade or something like that.
Yeah, East Bay. Remember the East Bay catalog? Trying to get cleats in high school and shit like that. And it comes like season's halfway over and they come down. Like, dude, this sucks. This sucks. Party time. We're making a beer can chicken video with Time on Saturday.
My spice company.
Yeast in the barrage, 14-gallon conical, split batch in 2 firms. Yeah, 14 gallons, a good one. 14 gallons, a very good one. Got some questions about dry hopping. People were asking, when's the best time to dry hop? And that obviously depends if you're trying to do a clear beer or a hazy beer. If you're doing a West Coast IPA, it's going to be a little bit different than a hazy. When do you dry hop, James?
I have a few times. All the times I've done it, I end up dry hopping. I plan it out like, okay, gonna wait for the fermentation to kind of half finish and then drop them in there so we don't get any oxygenation and stuff. And then I forget about it and end up leaving the hops on there for too long. And based on what everyone says, they think the flavor just goes to crap. But after a while, even after like 2 weeks on the hops, I've taken the bag out and I haven't found anything that's horrible for flavor or anything like that. But
you're talking about for hazies or West Coast?
Just on the hazy so far. Haven't done. I want to try to do some clean West Coast IPA sometime soon and get into it a little bit more. But usually I just brew, forget about the batch, come back to it like 3-4 weeks later, and then finish it off. Kind of bad, but
totally forgot we brewed this batch. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand the hop schedule. You know, I have Craft Beer and Brewing magazine, and sometimes they say dry hop at 3 days, dry hop at 5 days. I don't know really the significance of that unless you do a side-by-side batch. But I dry hop after fermentation stops because I just read about that from Brad Smith, and he was talking about you want to do it when fermentation's coming to a halt because the CO2 will blow off some of the aroma. Maury does it sometimes the day of for hazies. And, if you're doing a West Coast IPA, if you want it clear, obviously probably bring your beer to about 55. And then if you have a fermenter where you could drop the yeast out, kill the yeast there, and then pitch your dry hops. But somebody asked me, should I dry hop 3 days or 5 days? And you look at Heady Topper and all these clones, it's like you want to dry hop at 3 days, at 5 days, at 7 days. I don't really know why. I don't really know the significance of that. I just do, for hazies, I do it when the airlock comes to an end. And for West Coast IPAs, just bring it to 55 and then if you can, drop the yeast out. I used to have a fermenter for that. I don't have a fermenter for that. I haven't brewed a West Coast IPA in a long time. But I don't know if anybody in the chat, what's the difference between a 3-day dry hop and a 5-day dry hop? What up, Ryan? What's going on, you brush? Buzzbomb Brewing, CH, can you quickly explain how to use your carb stone? Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a carb stone, so it's there's a lot of different words for it. Diffusion stone, I think that's what it says on the website. But it's pretty much like, I had another one. I've had a couple carb stones. But it's this little, kind of looks like a bullet, and it's got a ton of little micro holes in it. And long story short, you connect it. You could connect it to your corny keg on your gas in post if you could get your hand up there. But it's a lot easier just to have on the lid. You take the lid out, you plug it in, sanitize it. Instead of CO2 coming in from your corny keg, comes in from the top, comes down, and then works its way back up. That's why it takes so long to carbonate your beer. This is connected to a silicone tube, and it's already kind of at the bottom, so it breaks up the CO2, and it just hits it from the bottom. It's in the liquid to begin with at the bottom of the keg, and it just speeds up the process like about four times the amount. It's not instant beer. What's up?
Okay, I got a question on. I have a carb stone for my spike, and I think it's the same sort of thing. It just basically hooks up to the bottom. When you're carbonate, do you actually do the bubbles sound like finer, or does it just sound like you're putting
you can hear
into it like you're pressuring?
Good question. No, you can definitely hear it. You can hear it. You can hear it. You're gonna hear it better. Like when I'm kegging and everything, I unplug my fridge because I want to check for CO2 stuff. And obviously the number one way to check for CO2 links in your manifold, your regulator, is just to hear it. So I always unplug my fridge, and then you can hear it very loud. It sounds like salt and vinegar, like something kind of like, it sounds like, remember those little things you used to pop, those little bomb bags? It would make like a fizzing, crackling sound. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. When I was doing mine, I was expecting like a finer bubble or something, but it just kind of sounded like the same as if the water's bubbling when you're shaking up your keg to force carbonate it. So I'm just curious if there's any different sound, or if it kind of
it is a different sound. Yeah. It's not like jacuzzi bubbles where it's just bubbling like boiled water. There's almost kind of like a pharmaceutical sound, or kind of like more of like a
fine sound.
Yeah. But you can hear it. So obviously if you can hear it, it's working.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been successful at carbonating with the carb stone on the spike yet, so I don't know if it's my seal sucks or too impatient or something, or I gotta play with it more.
I would clean it.
Put a batch of water in it.
Yeah. They say don't touch them with your hands because your hands are oily and the holes are so small that they can clog those up. But what pressure do you set it at? Like I said, for the first 4 hours, I would crank it up to 15 PSI, and after that, turn it back to about 8. Barrage Boy Ben, how many ounces of hops do you use to stuff your turkey? All the hops. All of the hops. And yeah, it's a good hack. I saw the video on it. Some guy did it, and it was $25. And anything that's got 4.5 stars on Amazon gives me peace of mind. And I pulled the trigger on it, and it's good. You only really need to do it if you plan on drinking that day, because if you're just gonna keg beer off at night and not worry about it, you don't really need it. But CO2 is a tricky one. You know, you can kind of get around. You can carbonate beer in a couple hours even without it. I don't know what I used to do. I think I used to crank it up to 24 or 30 psi overnight. In the morning it was good. The bummer about that though, the bummer about cranking your regulator up to 30 psi, that's when you do get leaks. That's when you do have stuff that kicks off your manifold or your regulator or your gas inposts or something like that. If you have your regulator always set to 10 or 12, it's pretty hard to get a leak because it already knows that kind of flow, how powerful that flow is. But when you crank it up really fast, that's when you want to start checking for leaks and stuff like that again. I've accidentally dry hopped immediately upon pitching yeast, and it was fine, believe it or not. Yeah, Maury says he dry hops the day of, and I don't know this whole dry hop schedule thing. It makes sense to me to add dry hops when fermentation comes to a halt.
Yeah, what I got to do is try to figure out how to dry hop and get one of them fermenter explosions like you read about in the breweries when the hops react and just
Regulators
send shit everywhere.
What are you talking about?
I don't know the exact the math or science behind it, but sometimes if you dry hop, it'll, at least on the commercial scale, it will explode everything everywhere. Like if you don't get the top shut quick enough, it'll just fire everything out. But that requires more research for me to actually be able to explain it.
I'm hearing it for the first time here, but if
okay, there's probably some good videos on it.
Okay. Yeah. First rule of homebrewing: keep explosions to a minimum.
Yeah.
Also, don't mistake your whiskey for your beer. Just took a big swig of Jameson. Cheers to Beast, man. We got to ruin NBC here in a second. Hopping a carbonated beer will do it. Hopping a carbonated beer will do it. So,
okay, gotcha. So if it's under
pressure,
under pressure, it might do it a bit more.
What's up, Chop and Brew? Is that Chip from Chop and Brew here? What's going on, man? I saw you on the stream with Brian, man. I'd love to get you on if you're interested. As with that, James, you were my last scheduled barrage on the calendar. I'm wide open. There's nothing. The only thing on the schedule for after Thanksgiving is just Chanukah on the 29th. But yeah, I want to get November and well, it's December now, booked up. So Chip, if you're interested, man, love to have you on. This is Chip from Chop and Brew. He's been around. Chips is down. Welcome to the Barrage Fest. Barrage-tastic. It's where we murder beers and hang out with everybody. Chris Vodka, one time I blew the lid off my bucket fermenter in the bathroom. Completely freaking a mess. Complete freaking mess. Yeah, that sounds nasty. I've never really had a problem with explosions other than maybe like stuff coming through an airlock. Don't use USPS. Why is that? USPS is all I use because what's the one? UPS and FedEx. It is very expensive. It is very expensive.
Yeah, there's no cheap shipping up here either.
Even from Canada to Canada?
No, not really. The only way you get cheap shipping is if you're shipping stuff to Amazon to sell. They have kind of the lockdown on all cheap shipping in probably North America.
Do you guys have priority shipping? Because that's how pretty much what you have to do because beers weigh so damn much. It's pretty much a pound of beer, right? 16 ounces?
Oh, yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's just a little over a pound probably.
Canadian mail system isn't legit like USPS?
Oh, no, it's legit. It gets there in time and stuff. It's just Canada Post is fairly expensive and everything. And everything's expensive for shipping up here.
Duly noted.
I've got no clue how they can afford to ship for free when you order like a fermenter or some crap from one of the companies there.
Because it's snowing and it's more difficult just to transport stuff?
Yeah, probably not quite, but I don't know.
Makes sense.
It's just
shitheads like me. Any good beer recipes for Thanksgiving food? We were going to do a turkey chicken or turkey beer can turkey or something, and we just couldn't get to it in time. But we're going to shoot it on Saturday, and then we're going to make the Cinnamon Toast Stout. It's stout season. I do not have a stout video on the channel. And I don't know. Any good beer recipes for Thanksgiving food? Pumpkin ale? Is that shit still going on?
I got a full batch of pumpkin still going, but I have no idea how it's going to taste. I tried using one pie instead of a giant Costco pie, so still got a keg. I could probably go down and try it if it's, I think it's on CO2 right now, but.
Turducken IPA.
Nice.
I went to order whale pods, but they do not ship to Puerto Rico. Jorge Castro has a tough time getting stuff out there in Puerto Rico. Anybody on an island.
Yeah, islands don't work as well.
1/10 of the population of the U.S. and Canada in approximately the same area makes shipping expensive. Duly noted. Duly noted.
Yeah, Dana's a avid Amazoner, so yeah, he knows the ins and outs of the shipping.
So Canada's kind of like Colorado. There's like 3 major cities, and outside of that, there's just nothing. There's just nothing forever until you get into another state.
I actually just broken up in a few large areas, and then Nova Scotia itself only has about 1 million people spread out over. I don't even know how big the area is, but it's a good
1
portion
million
of
people.
New England. Yeah, just the province I'm from, and Canada's about probably 30 plus now, maybe 32 or something like that.
If you were to recommend an American or anybody to visit one city in Canada, which one would you recommend? We're talking restaurants, food, breweries, nightlife. We're not talking about seclusion.
Yeah, first one that comes to mind would probably be Victoria. I just love it out there. Love it out there. Where, oh shit, what's his face from Victoria? He was on the broadcast there.
Andy.
Yeah, Andy. Yeah, he's from up there. That place is awesome. But
been there,
then again, yeah, a lot of the time it's kind of what you're not used to. So I'm used to the East Coast. A lot of people come to visit the East Coast, but it's nice to get somewhere else. And mountains are just awesome to go hang out in.
Yeah.
Hang out in.
No, we were going to go up there before COVID and all that stuff. Those dudes have a really good channel, by the way. Been there, tapped that. They just, they went the route of trying to interview brewers and go to breweries. And unfortunately, that's just not that popular of a topic for people to watch and sit through. But as far as production goes, their videos were great. They just burned out. They just burned out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we got one of those. There's a guy on Instagram out here. I think it's Craft Beer with Me, and he interviews brewing, like a brewer almost every week, like a lot of local guys. And the other week he was interviewing someone from like one of the Hawaiian breweries. So kind of gets all over the place. But if you need to want to listen to some brewery interviews, he does a great job at those.
Yeah, not my cup of tea unless I know the person. I don't know, like. Maybe if they did it kind of like a chef channel, like you were actually sitting through like a brew day and they had B-roll and talking about that stuff. But if you're just going to sit there and listen to, I don't know, a brewer talk, it's hey, that's not my content. It might be for some other people. But I tried a couple of those videos when my friends would open up breweries. And it was cool for the people that knew them. But for the people that were out of town, they don't care at all. You know, it's just kind of a tough... It's a tough video to make. So shout out to anybody that can that pulls that off. And
yeah, no, they're just interesting interviews, and the interesting part sometimes they do get fairly detailed into the recipes and stuff a lot of the time. So, and a lot of the people he interviews came from like they're smaller breweries, so they came from the home brewing world, so they kind of talk a little bit more detail maybe than what some of the big breweries might do with their. You always mention the corporate talks and all that, where they got to be super PC and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if Trevor can come on anymore. And I get it. You know, as soon as you own a brewery, you have to hold yourself to a different image. And this YouTube, the Hoppy Hour, it's kind of gritty. It's always kind of had an honesty vibe to it. But I get it. You know, if you own a brewery and you want to come on, you just pretty much have to... Everything's going good. Everything's going good. Everything's good. Everything's great. You know, if you don't own a brewery and you have a bad experience at a brewery, you know, these guys treat you like shit or whatever. You're like, hey, like, fuck this place. Don't go to this place. I'm never going there ever again. But you can't say that if you're more PC'd out. But it's all good. Where are you from, Uncle Dana? Chop and Brew. How about intense bad news article about craft beer can supply today? Seems like a lot of breweries are going to hit it hard. Maybe not make it after that. Chip, you talking about the aluminum shortage? Because that's been going on for a while. But that's a bummer, man. That's a big bummer. And I remember back in COVID, a lot of my buddies' breweries couldn't get aluminum, even though they had crowler machines. They couldn't get aluminum. And I don't know. I don't think aluminum. I would imagine it comes from Russia and China. I would imagine. Don't quote me on that. But there's definitely a shortage of it. And if you think about how much more popular cans have gotten, I mean, you got to think about LaCroix. You have to think about hard seltzers now. You have to think about the Red Bulls and the energy drinks. I mean, cans are definitely the way to go. And it's just tougher to get. Have you noticed anything up in Canada of people having a shortage of putting beers in cans?
I haven't noticed too much. I was just reading some of those articles recently. Yeah, they were really mentioning the White Claws and that, and everyone just using cans now because they're a lot easier. They're not. I think they're. I don't know if they're any better for the environment. A lot of people using them just to get away from plastic, which is affecting the beer world. There, for me, I just recently got a canner, and I've only bought them for more beer. So at more beer, they're like $1 a piece. So they'll probably keep in supply for a while because they're very nice and expensive and. Some of the other places are not too bad. I looked into ordering a pallet of them, and I think they're right around 31 or 32 cents a piece Canadian, but then you got to pay whatever freight and shipping. So I have no clue what the final cost would be, but yeah, they add up, and if that price even goes up by 10 or 15%, I mean, that's a huge margin for breweries. They have to suck up.
Yeah. Really quick, big shout out to Theron, man. Thank you for that super chat. Much love, Braj. So Chip just said million can minimum order. I did hear about that. I heard about that at Trevor's Brewery the other day. And that's a nightmare. That could affect a lot of breweries. That could affect a lot of small to medium-sized breweries. It's not can't, it will. There's no aluminum factories in America. If there was, 6-packs would cost $50, $50 or $60. But yeah. So where do we go from here? Go back to glass? Go back to growlers? Put beer in plastic? And you're right about the whole aluminum thing. I got a buddy who works in waste management. He says like 10% of aluminum, of all the aluminum cans, they get recycled. Only about 10% actually get recycled, which sucks. He told me that, and that was a bummer. But yeah, this is really bad news.
Yeah, it's tricky. And with the where they were saying, who was it, Chop and Brew there, or somebody said the million can minimum order. I just took a quick look in there, and it's like says about 200,000 cans for a truckload. So that's 5 full truckloads.
Not even that, but
that's a little trickier in the small brewer.
Yeah, but million can, like, which breweries even have the place to store a million cans? You have to have. I went to Hopworks Urban Brewery one time up in Portland, Oregon, and they have warehouses, 5,000 square feet of just cans. They have to store their cans there. Small breweries don't have that. They don't have an extra warehouse just to store cans on pallets.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like Ore's saying there, just use the growlers. If you're a small neighborhood brewery, that's no problem. Just people come, fill them up or exchange or whatever. But
growlers coming back.
Can's a tricky beast. Yeah,
this has been going on for about a year now. This has been going on for about a year. And I remember there was a time when T-Man, super chatted $10. Happy Turkey Day, CH. Much love to T-Man. We're going to do an NBC here in a second. But I remember there was a time last year when the supply chains were cut off on all this aluminum and breweries were trying to buy cans from each other. You know, aluminum cans, even like the Crowler ones at 32 ounces. It was the new oil. It was the new gold. And then stuff became more readily available and that chilled out. But it looks like we're kind of back to, we're even worse to where it was.
Yeah, I think we had I remember hearing reading one of
No,
the
Chip,
local
thank you for that,
companies.
man. Sorry,
One of the
what?
local companies. Oh yeah, one of the local companies had to borrow some. I think they got some cans from Flying Monkey in Barrie, and I guess they just had to shrink wrap over the cans with their logo. So if you bought one of their beer, you'd potentially just open it up, tear the shrink wrap off, and you get a different beer underneath.
Just go back
Two
to
in one.
glass. I know it
Yeah.
sucks, but what are you gonna do? Glass sucks. It's more expensive. It's heavy. They break. There's no give. But that could be the next trend. Everyone's going back to glass. 6 packs of 12 ounces.
Yeah. Kegs. Just take your keg to the brewery. No problem.
I was gonna start
Great
homebrewing.
cornies.
Can't buy beer anymore. You got to just make your own beer. Sounds like a group. Sounds like a group, but opportunity. Craft breweries are all about community, right? You can't shotgun a bottle. Yes, you can. You need a straw though.
Straw.
Oh, you can shotgun a bottle, beast. So much easier to shotgun a can.
Anyway. Yeah, what about out there? I've seen some breweries in interviews and stuff talk about like, oh, they'll never go to cans or something like that. Is there any holdouts out there that refuse to go to cans, or it just makes more sense to go to can because you don't get the flavor transfer, you don't get the light struck flavors and all that sort of crap.
Cans are definitely the best way to transport beer. They are the best way to if you can get them though. Glass and cans both suck. One-time use, kegs are forever, growlers, etc. Yeah, maybe this whole growler thing might be coming back. So I never threw mine away. I know at one time everybody in San Diego was buying growlers and putting them up on their fireplace and creating decor up on the shelves in their garage and stuff like that. And then one day they just weren't cool. But I always kept mine, or a lot of mine, the majority of mine, because there was a time where you would go to a brewery and it was almost customary to buy a growler from that brewery. So you had a growler with the label on it, and they're all the same glass. It's the little glass half gallon with the little handle, the little circular handle. But yeah, maybe that's coming back.
Yeah, what they need to do is get a some sort of a kegging system that fits into a fridge easy, has a carbonation in, and you could just go and buy it from a brewery or at the liquor store. Just be like enough beer that's a 2-4 or something like that.
But the bummer about that is
and make it universal, but then it ends up just being, when it's not universal, it just ends up being every company has its own damn one and too tricky to buy a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I mean, my dad drinks beer, but he would never buy something like that. I mean, that's kind of for like the diehard beer drinker. But I don't know. Brian's got a good question. Elementary Brewco. So don't buy a canner. Short Circuited just made a video talking about how, was it October or Cannular? They made I think it was October. They made a canning October with a K. They made a cheaper version of their canning machine. It's pretty much like a crowler machine. You put it in there and they spin it, and it seals it for you. You do them one by one. That's a good question. If we can't get cans, why buy a canner? Kind of bad timing for October to come out with a cool product that's actually affordable. I don't know, man. Beer's getting weird. And Armageddon, man. Kveikist. You got to have that Kveikist. Nice. I still have mine. Fill up homebrew to take to the golf course with friends. Right on, Darren Blackwood. What's going on, Braj? Welcome. I don't know, elementary, so don't buy a canner. I would not right now. I wouldn't. Notice that Three Floyds have more beer in a bottle at the store. Back to Craft Beer and Brewing Magazine. Am I coming through on your side, James?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're all good.
A couple months ago, Smog City got a write-up. They're a brewery in Los Angeles, and their whole write-up was talking about, like, hey, we're just sticking with glass. That's kind of just what we're doing. Like Sierra Nevada or Lagunitas, we're just going to rock glass. When everyone goes back to bottles, that canner is going to pay for itself. Supply and demand. Braj Boy Ben, maybe the narrative will flip and cans will become the more prestigious format packaging since it's getting better and more scarce. I just have to buy the cans. Yeah, but like James was saying, it's what, $1 a can? It's expensive.
Yeah, the more beer ones I think are and I ordered them through through the U.S. and they're about I think it was $150 for plus tax or whatever for 200 of the 16 ounces or 169 or something for 300 of the 12 ounces.
We need to open up a winery. I don't think we ever have to worry about glass. We'll always have glass. We'll always have 750 milliliters. Mechanic Brewing, it's going to be an issue for cans. Wineries having bottles and cork probs. I think if we went back to growlers and bring your own bottle. The bummer about growlers is that you have to buy the glass if you're not bringing your glass. So it's like, what's a growler? $10, $8? You're kind of just paying for glass. A lot of people look at that as like trash. I still bottle. I got a damn stockpile of bottles, 10 plus cases. Todd Porter, flip top bottles are going to be boss soon. John Amon, party time, party time. I got to get your theme song on my little stream deck thing right here.
Just reword it for happy hour.
Somehow. Yeah. Yeast in the Barrage. I'm always whining. My house is a winery. Shh. Place on eBay sells 180 plus cans for around $100. That's a good deal if you want to buy that many cans. Elementary Brewing. Did you see that? Shout out to Mousetrap Brewing. Just picked up a couple of pressured growlers. Long story short, everybody just keep home brewing. You never have to worry about buying beer in a can or a bottle.
Yeah, the elementaries mentioned in the Craftmaster growlers. They seem like they'd be a good idea, but they seem like they have such crazy. They just look ridiculous. Not that looks matter as long as it keeps the beer nice and cold and pressurized. But
$200.
Yeah, I think they're a little crazy. They'd be great having I wouldn't mind having one of the 64-ounce ones to be able to take the homebrew somewhere.
You got to get the little like BB gun CO2 capsules and put in there. Remember that?
I got one of those that attached to the corny kegs for
shoot your buddy in his ass when things running low.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It was only one pump, man. Stop being such a bitch. It wasn't three pumps.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're wearing jeans, you're good.
Yeah. John, I'm on. I sing that a lot, dude. It definitely gets stuck in your head, and I just make other shit up in between. You got a catchy song. And if anybody's not subscribed to James's channel, I'd appreciate it, and I'm sure he would too. We got a link in the bio for James.
Yeah, I think I might have done an overkill on the happy hour promo. That is a little bit long there.
I loved it. Appreciate that, man. I will work on getting a custom link. I gotta spend a little bit more time on the happy hour, but I am taking these and I'm chopping them up a little bit. I was looking at Yeast and the Beast the other day. There's a video of Larry I chopped up talking about like the early days of BrewTube, the Craig Tubers, probably Chop and Brew, Northern Brewer, Brewing TV, cool video on like just who's still here, who stuck around still, and who quit or flared out or something happened. But yeah, I'm chopping these up a little bit because it's kind of a lot to ask somebody to, watch a 2-hour podcast or a stream or invest, but you just chop these up 4 or 5 minutes and people can just easier on the ADD.
Yeah, you just got to put out a contest for shout outs or whatnot and just tell people to send you the times that are the most interesting content on it, and then they can do your editing for you.
Nobody can do my editing. I will never have an editor. I mean, I can have an editor for the happy hour. Anybody could chop these things up, but I've tried for Homebrew for Life, and it just ends up wasting time.
Just gotta do it instead of doing a collab. We'll just do a video where one person edits the other person's video.
I'm down. Stainless growlers, Braj. Yeah, they're expensive, but they're definitely out there. Goose Fraba, what's the price difference from a 2.5 gallon keg on the Go setup? What does that mean? What's the price difference from a 2.5 gallon keg?
2.5 gallons up here are expensive. Like even when they're on sale, they're still like for a new one, they're kicking at like 120 or something like that. They're pretty much the same price up here as the 5 gallon keg, or more because you can get the 5 gallon keg used everywhere.
Speaking of editing, when do you find time to edit? Because I know you got a family and a real job.
Oh,
he's a helicopter pilot.
It's almost always at late night, like around this time or something. Like I'll jump on the YouTube, take a look at everyone's videos, lost in it for about an hour, and then start editing around midnight, stay up till 3 in the morning, then
Damn.
call it a night. And then eventually one of the kids comes up and says I need to come put them back to bed or something. So
Dad of the year.
But yeah, I need to. All I need to do is ignore the family, and I can get all the editing done I want.
Is your wife cool with you devoting this much time to A, brewing, and B, production?
Oh yeah, she likes it. I mean, she enjoys it, and she sees the not that there's really a long game, but they're like way down the road. If you get a few videos, and like you've mentioned before, it could someday turn into something that you could make a buck or two on or something like that. So it's a long game, and it's fun as hell. So that's all that really matters.
It's super fun.
I enjoy editing and that sort of stuff. If I wasn't worried so much about the copyright and all that sort of stuff, I'd love to be splicing in all the old video game stuff and that sort of shit. But yeah, it's just fun.
Here's what I do. I make the video and I steal everybody's shit, and then I'll upload it as private, and I'll see what gets flagged. And if it gets flagged, I just re-edit the video. But
okay, nice. So
yeah,
flags don't matter as long as you're not doing like straight up strikes or something like that. Like I know I read on the.
I got one strike one time. I got 2 strikes one time.
Okay, for anything good?
We got a strike on our Sir Strumming video, and I appealed it and won. Yeah. I got a strike for. I used a Zelda game called Wind Waker from GameCube in one of their videos, and actually it wasn't a strike. That video's ad revenue just went to Nintendo of North America. I figured that out the next day. And then one time I made a video. I was Steve Bartman for Halloween like 6 years ago, and I shaved my beard. Steve Bartman was the guy in the Chicago Cubs game that caught the foul ball, and everybody hated him, and he had to leave town. And the Cubs ended up losing, and the Marlins went on and won the World Series. But I was him for Halloween, and we made a video, and I put that clip in there, and I got flagged by Fox Sports or whatever, and they took it down. But as far as YouTube progresses, they're very cool about their 3-strike system. You know, back in the day, it was just like strike, or demonetization. But now they let you know why. They'll flag it, they'll take it down, and they'll be like, hey, you're not getting a strike, but like next time you're going to get a strike. So, you know, a very cool thing about America is like we have an endless appeal system. You know, you can always kind of like, you have 1 month to kind of fight it and shit like that. And yeah. We got Animated Homebrewing in the house. Big shout out to Matt. He was on the stream last Thursday. We had a blast. That was fun as shit.
Yeah, he did an awesome job.
He did a great job.
Yeah. Great that he can do that on the fly.
Yeah, and I'm chopping his stream up a little bit today too. We got a video out talking about he talks about the history of Trappist beers, which I did not know. Talking about the legalities of just naming it, where it comes from, the monasteries, Christian, Catholic, European stuff, non-rev. What do you call it? Non-profit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I gotta try to, like, I think you mentioned you want to get a double in there. They have a competition out here. One of the bigger local breweries is having a competition and the style this year is a double. So I'm gonna try to do a double and see how I can manage to do that. So I got to start doing my research, rewatching all the double videos and do some
animated channels for you, man. The animated channels for you, man. He hits hard on the Trappist stuff.
Yeah, he has a double. I think Brew Show has one there somewhere too, and probably some other guys there.
I'm going to do a Belgian. I'm due for a Belgian, and I'm going to make it as banana-y as possible. I talked about that with animated. Like, if it's just a hint of banana, the banana smoothie, I don't like it. But if it's that full blast candy banana, I loved banana candy growing up. And the only brewery I've ever had that actually makes that tasting beers is Battle Mage. So,
fire a bunch of bananas into the keg after you're done fermenting. Throw in some pasteurize it, or throw in some potassium metabisulfate or something, and just dry banana in it.
Yeah, Costco bag of runts, just the banana ones. Yeah. Just spend the whole video picking the banana ones out, time lapse it, just burn 4 hours of your life. No, I'm gonna hit Battle Mage up. They'll tell me a little bit. I don't think they want their shit smeared all over the internet, but I think I'm going to do the banana yeast from Omega. Omega's got like a pretty good one. We'll see though.
Okay, nice.
Is there such thing as... What's up?
Oh, sorry. Oh no, I'm saying I did back to the wild, or I have a coffee stout on the go. I fermented it, and I have my little ice spindle, which kind of shows you the fermenting profile. And it's been at 13 degrees Celsius, and it seems like it's fully fermented. So I'm just curious if anyone knows what effect the low temperature fermentation has on like an English ale yeast. I'm assuming it probably just doesn't get some of the phenols or the flavors that you're looking for in the yeast, but it probably won't go bad, I don't think.
Esters could be good, could be bad, and we want a lot of
Yeah.
we want a lot of them for this one because that beer is delicious. And
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna get beer. I'll be right back. Unless you need to go first.
No, you have at it. I got my beers resting on my big screen tube TV in the back there.
Good man. Be right back.
Okay, what is Celsius? It is a temperature system that makes a lot more sense than Fahrenheit. Banana run's the same as Belgian candy. Yes. I know my brewing, and that's definitely a yes. What other kind of stuff? Let's see. Such thing as smoked Belgians. I'm not sure. And Martin Keane from Homebrew Challenge collaborated on the Belgian siege. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I bet he knows what he's talking about since he's brewed everything. Let's see. Animated is here. And stainless steel growlers are not with price. Probably doesn't, or yeah, Chris, it probably doesn't make too much a difference with it, whether stainless steel or glass or whatever, because flavor doesn't transfer through. Is that a 32-inch behind you? Well, let's see. Pretty huge. It's big for the TV size, or for the tube type. But I used to have a tape measure around, so sorry I can't measure it that everyone really wants to see. Don't want to get measuring stuff on this. You still have a comment on that, probably. John Amon, I don't get Celsius liters or any of that. Wish I did though. I just like Celsius because if it's 0 degrees Celsius, that's when shit freezes. Makes sense to us, but we've been using it forever, so don't really have the Fahrenheit down. 100 Fahrenheit's hot. Minus 32 is 0 Celsius. Yeah, that's about it. Top order looked up 2.5 gallon ball lock kegs, and they are $95 each. Let me have a quick look here. Yeah, that's what you want to watch, me searching stuff. See how much a 2.5 gallon keg costs here. And I search 2.5 gallon keg, it brings me up bentonite. That makes a lot of sense. And
I'm back with a hat. But it looked weird.
Okay, I got $95.99 here. Maybe that was Todd. That was the same price. Yeah, so that wasn't really good research.
Whoa.
Yep. Brandon, just joking. Happy hour.
I'm gonna create a poll. I'm gonna see if anybody's who's subscribed to your channel.
What's the poll? The poll just is asking me a yes or a no with no question.
What up, East Bay Jordan? What just happened?
Aha. Poll complete, 1 vote. Perfect. Pretty sure I have most few subscribers from the Hoppy area. You got me probably at least half of my subscribers, which is awesome.
Hey, you deserve it, man. You deserve it, Braj. All right. Who is subscribed to the channel? How many subscribers did you start with? Are you at 1,000 yet?
Oh, fuck no. I mean, darn no.
You can say the F word on here.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
I'm not related to Zuckerberg. What up, East Bay? Always say yes. Yes. Big shout out to Ryan Carter, man. Thanks for subscribing.
Nice. Oh, yeah, and almost that, still a ways away from 1,000. But it doesn't matter. As long as I put away some good content, and people seem to like it and are happy with it, so I'm going to keep putting it out. Doesn't matter if I have 500 or a 74 million like Mr. Beast. I watched the new Squid Game video from him today, and I started it, and at the end of it,
I can't watch
I think
that.
it was like 15 minutes long, and by the end of the 15 minutes, he had 1 million more views than he had when I started.
He's got.
That's crazy.
What do you think his crowd is? Like, maybe 10 to 12. It's all like game show shit, right? Like, win this, come on down. Like, how much money can we spend? Like, his crowd, I would imagine, would be like little old ladies or like 10-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the crowd is like the kids. So like my 8-year-old, the 8-year-old likes it, and you kind of end up watching it in the background, and it's interesting stuff, and gives away so much money that you just have no clue how you could possibly get funding for that. But I mean, you obviously did. The new video must have been, they gave away almost $1 million, and
He
probably
gave
another
away
couple
$1
hundred thousand in
million.
second time. Yeah, I think it said like 900 and something $1,000. Like he gave away like $2,000 to everybody that participated in it, and he had 456 participants, and then gave away almost $500,000 to the winner.
Hey, more power to him, man. It's, it's not my cup of tea. It's, we all watch different content.
It's totally different. Yeah, it's totally different programming.
But I was at Pizza Port last night, and I saw a kid who's probably, I don't know if kids are 8 or 12 or 15, but he was probably 4 feet tall. He was a kid, and he was wearing a Mr. Beast sweatshirt, and that was the first time I didn't know who Mr. Beast was till as of recently. I obviously knew who PewDiePie was. I saw him kind of through the last 5 or 6 years, and I don't know what the deal with that. I think when Minecraft was big, PewDiePie did that. I don't even know if that's still a thing. Do people still play video games on YouTube and do commentary? I'm sure that they do, but I didn't know about Mr. Beast until not that long ago. And I always refresh my page. Like I'll go to youtube.com and I'll refresh the cache or the cookies or whatever. And he always shows up on the homepage with that SSS sniper girl. And I click on their videos, and they're all kind of going after the PewDiePie vibe. It's like, no way, you're never, like, whoa.
Yeah, it's all just commentary.
Whoa,
just
reaction. Like, no way, did you see that?
Commenting on it. And my
that was so
I think
fast.
every night my 8-year-old kicks me out of his room so he can watch Sniper or whatever, SSS Sniper or whatever. It's kind of, that's amusing, but it's not my cup of tea.
It's weird because she does reaction videos to actual things that did not happen. Like, you think it'd be like, hey, like, little kid gets bullied or something, but you click on it, you're like, this is like Lizzie McGuire shit. Like, this is this is production. This isn't organic. This isn't like a candid video out in the wild. Like, this is like you're doing a reaction video of something that was written, shot, filmed, and edited. Like, I don't get it. Like, imagine doing like a reaction video to like Saving Private Ryan or something. It's like, oh my God, they're so mean. Like, I can't believe they're doing that. It's like, yeah, it's a movie. It's, I understand that art imitates life, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand the generation. More power to Mr. Beast, more power to SS Sniper. They obviously have something that works. And the good thing about reaction videos, you could put out videos probably all day, every day, right? I mean, there's no.
Oh yeah, I figured that'd be. I think I could handle that. Just used to be good at it too. Just sarcastic ass remarks to somewhat funny videos.
There's a lot of people that do that. I mean, the key to YouTube is just don't quit. The key to anything is just do not quit. The key to getting good at basketball is just don't quit. The key to making good beer, don't quit. Hunting, whatever. That's what I'm asking about YouTube and your wife and when you edit, because it's cool that you have that support, because you can burn out. It's just a lot of time, and you have a real job and a real family. I don't have any of that stuff, and my hat goes off to you on how you delegate your life, time management, man.
Nice. What would you say is the max amount and the least amount you work in a week on the videos?
I'm weird because I'll wake up and I'll edit for 3 hours, then I'll go play like Metroid Prime for an hour, and then I'll go back and edit for 3 hours, and then I'll go on a run, and then I'll go back and edit for 3 hours or something. Or I'll just, if I get burned out on that, I'll just be like, hey, I'll just work on the thumbnail right now.
I was really, really close to pulling the trigger on Metroid, and then I saw that in Canada
it's good.
It's $80 plus tax.
It's so good.
So it's over 90.
So good. Metroid Prime.
I always loved the only Metroids I've ever fully gone through are just the Super Metroid and the original.
I can't do the original. The original one's too brutal, man.
Yeah, Super Metroid was rad though.
Sniper Wolf is kind of hot. Every girl with a YouTube channel that's successful that does reaction videos is hot. Trust me, it's more eye candy than anything. Are you subbed to Party Time's channel? 85% said yes. 14 said no. Boo. Boo this man.
You don't need to be subbed. Sometimes too much crap gets thrown at you if you're subbed to everything. Just watch what you like.
Watch what you like.
But also subscribe or die.
Subscribe or die. T-shirt. 14% said no. Yeah, I don't like that either. Elementary. Jason Greed, SS Sniper. Oh, he's got the drool mouth. All right. Yeah, she's a babe. Hey, she's a good-looking girl, man. I just reaction videos are not my crepe. Really loving those vids. Have a greater appreciation. Animated homebrewing. Yeah, he's definitely the guy to go to if you're interested in Belgian beers. And he explained to me, I hit him up the other day. I had a question for him. I said, are all Trappist beers Belgians? He said, no. There's an IPA and there's actually a Pilsner. Animated homebrew. 14% are too drunk to subscribe. Sounds like they've been drinking some of that Trappist quadruple homebrew. CH, you putting out Christmas swag? I am not. I saw that Steve put out a ugly sweater and I like it a lot. I'm a one-man show over here, kind of. I've got Maury to help out and a couple other guys, but for the most part, I do everything and it's just not in the cards. But maybe next year. I would love to create like a shitty Christmas sweater.
I'll put out a Christmas album for.
He's got a Christmas album for me.
Same.
Potty time.
The same song.
Are all SS Sniper vids full of a hot chick? I don't know. Brew Mill Tony, I need to make another Belgian soon. Yes, you do. I'll make one with you, Braj. Wow. I got a question. If you were going to do a Cinnamon Toast Crunch stout and you were going to use 2 boxes of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I'm going to put them both in for the mash. Would you do that or would you put them in at flame out or secondary? But I don't put stuff in corny kegs anymore.
I fired in for the mash and get it all mixed in there good.
Yeah.
So just Brewing did the cinnamon roll or the cinnamon beer today.
Oh, did he?
It was a porter or stout, but
I got to check that one out.
Tasty.
Yeah, then maybe hit flame out, hit it with some cinnamon sticks or something. Get the maybe some lactose, maybe a 1/4 pound of lactose, and I don't know, maybe vanilla extract or vanilla bean, Madagascar. They're cheaper now. They used to be very expensive. You can get a jasmine and Madagascar vanilla beans for like $8 or $9 now. Back in the day, they were like hundreds of dollars for a pound or whatever. But I don't know. Jorge Castro says mash. Much love, Braj. Cruz Fraba, yes to all those questions. I put them in a bowl.
He says a point there. You could just use the 100% Cinnamon Toast Crunch. See what it does.
Yeah.
It has the cinnamon in there, kind of. Or
I think
what's your favorite kind of dessert stout or porter or something that they've had? Any ones that stick out in your head?
Brown, Alec, Pizza Ports. It's Austin Powers Shagadelish Brown. I'm trying to.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting back.
Any kind of flavor specific or?
No, but just malty beers just remind me of dessert. You know, especially if you don't drink them that often. If you're drinking a bunch of pilsners or hoppy beers, or juicy beers, and then you go to one brown ale, you're like, damn, dude, like this tastes like dessert. This tastes like a Newcastle in high school. You know, because in high school it's tough to drink that stuff. So everybody's favorite beer was Newcastle, which I don't see too much of anymore. Newcastle was like the bees.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Newcastle was the shit. S'mores stout. What's up?
Yeah, the HP Dale just had the s'more stout. That was one up here. Propeller did a s'more stout sometime last year, and that's what I want to try to recreate. Whether it's just the marshmallow taste that comes through, but it was delicious, and I think it was like 10% too. So it just perfect end of the day beer or 10 a.m. beer or afternoon beer or something that make it works. It works.
10% 10 a.m. beer. Really quick, I got a Braj in the house. This is my buddy Chris Olson. Braj, you didn't see me. It's Chris Olson and Meg. We love you. He's a barrage from Booze Brothers. He's a really cool dude. He's funny as shit. I grew up with his wife. They're hanging out here. He actually gave me a lot of stuff when we first started brewing. He used to be a sales rep for a pharmaceutical company, and he would give me these spools of pharmaceutical grade silicone, you know, because beer silicone's like $3 a foot, and this stuff's like $10 a foot. It's overkill, but it's funny because people come over and they're like, people that know pharmaceutical grade stuff or salesmen or something are like, hey, like, can I buy that off you? Can I get that? It's like, yeah, you can. It's $10 a foot, but he was the barrage that hooked me up with all that stuff, giving me like Pyrex glass, 6-gallon carboys that are pretty. It's just a carboy to us, but for some doctor out there, it's like a $600 piece of glass. It's pretty cool. Cheers, Chris. Much love, you barrage. Cheers to you and Meg, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Newcastle isn't what it was. What does that mean? It got worse?
Get over here!
Newcastle is gross and it's brewed by Lagunitas? I don't think that's true, but you might be right. I have an 8%
Head to
peanut
the
butter.
internet.
What's up?
Oh no, just saying, head to the internet. That'll tell me.
I mean, at one point, it's just going to be one brewery that owns everybody, right? The Brazilians down there, Budweiser.
Come here!
Yeast, I like your vet vid. Same here, though. Good question from Bob Morin, or good comment. He was talking about how Omega Lutricavike is now in dry form. That's a very popular yeast for commercial and home brewers. Does that mean that every brewery could put their, or every, what do you call it? Every lab can put their yeast in dry form now? Why, if one can do it, shouldn't they all be able to do it? Going from liquid to powder?
That makes sense. Probably just a shit ton of money to get the equipment to do it.
But once you have it there, I mean, like, you don't have to worry about all that refrigeration, all the middleman tactics, and it being $30 ultimately to get to your house the next day. You know, I buy this stuff, and that way, obviously, you're selling on Amazon, which is going to be light years because, you know, a lot of brew tubers have links to more beer and stuff like that. I still think that everybody has like the most peace of mind buying stuff on Amazon with Amazon Prime. Yeah, we're doing a mandatory beer chug. James, you ready?
I think so. Have you even you haven't even had any sound bites in here?
Are they not coming through? Are my clips not coming through?
I'm not sure. I don't think we've heard any.
Wow.
Maybe we haven't. Maybe I'm just focusing on the chat.
I'll tell you right now. No, they're coming through.
Nope. Actually, I have no idea because I'm only listening to you on the.
Come here!
Oh, maybe that's
chug.
maybe.
I know what we have to do.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What?
Just say it! M. Say it.
B.
Say when.
C.
Ah, yeah.
All right, man. We'll do. We've been here for an hour and a half. Does it feel like it?
Oh no, not at all.
Not at all, right?
No, it's much much easier the second time.
Yeah.
So much easier than me. It's just to get used. The biggest kind of weirdness is just the delay there and the
Going
the
from
video,
Discord
the
to
YouTube
YouTube.
video. Yeah, exactly.
We're here, man. Big shout out to Chris Olson, man. Much appreciated. He just sent me a cool text wishing us and everybody happy Thanksgiving. He's got his kids watching this, and they got a kick out of hearing their names show up on the screen. So cheers to him, cheers to Meg, and cheers to everybody in here, man. Happy Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Chanukah, whatever brings your family together, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Happy Thanksgiving. And I just see Yeast has a good point. Can we have a NBC vid contest? That'd be pretty funny one if people can put together videos. Although it's hard to frickin' send a good quality video over somewhere. You'd almost have to upload it to a YouTube page and then just
No,
hack it off that.
I'm dealing with this with Trent right now. I have to send him a video. He's making a video on. He's getting all the brew tubers together talking about if you could recommend a couple things. You know, your 10-second elevator speech, and he said send it through WeTransfer.com. So
Okay.
if anybody wants to send me a clip of chugging beers, I will put it in an NBC. And I've done that before. There's been a couple guys that sent me a clip from Germany, and I put them in an old NBC montage. But somebody wrote a comment, and they were like, I just want to go to Homebrew for Life. And I can't wait till one day when your videos are just like 9/10 NBC or 7/8 NBC. Yeah. And I was like, it's going to get there. It's going to be like today we're going to learn how to tie our shoes and then just a 40-minute beer chug.
That makes sense. Same with it's just like Brewlosophy is going to eventually move to like just throwing and showing you a glass of water and saying it tastes the same as beer.
I got to get him on. I used to talk to Marshall. We went back and forth with a couple emails, and I'll reach out to him again. I'll try to get him on for January.
Nice. This one may not work, but I'm going to show you where this is a
what do you got?
NBC piece that really should be on there sometime.
Was that Kramer?
Yeah, from UHF.
Weird Al. I just watched this. Nice, dude. How'd you set that up? How'd you do that on your end?
It's just another screen. I just was like I said, I was playing with scenes beforehand. So
you got it down.
Right. Yeah, the only problem is I just have to see like where it's framed in your video and then try to fit the clip in there. But that's that Drink from the Fire Hose. Search that one. That's a good. I
just watched
clip.
that last month.
Unless you don't want the children in it. So maybe that's I don't know if that's a no-go or not.
Children from a movie, I don't care. But children that you're actually filming and putting on the internet, that's a hard no on my channel.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I got kids in the background sometimes, but I have a lot of good footage of them, like, crashing their bicycles and crap, and I'm just not going to put that there because kind of it's funny as hell, but it's, if you just started making money on kids crashing, that's fucked up.
I mean, when you upload, are you monetized yet? Did you earn the...
Oh, no, I'm nowhere near that.
Okay, but when you get there, they're going to ask you, is there cuss words? Is there kids in here? Or is everybody over 18? Like, there's a pretty thorough kind of... I mean, it's not paperwork. It's on the internet. But there's about 5 pages you have to go through to figure it out, like, to get their advertiser-friendly, permission. Did you use a bad word? And I'm always like, define bad word, If I say the F word, we'll put the shotgun sound over it. But if we say dumbass or something, like we're just gonna write it out.
Oh yeah, I mean it is what it is, but yeah, you just can't make money off setting your kids up in horrible situations for them to fail.
Well, there was a thing.
Videos are funny.
There was a thing where I think this was a couple channels, but there would be a dad or a mom, and they would be doing all these shock value things with their kids and startling them and scaring them, and they'd put them on the internet, and the channels were popular. But some of these videos, these kids are crying. These kids are screaming bloody murder, and the dad would be monetizing these videos, and I think that's when YouTube kind of hit the brakes and was like, hey, like, no kids on. There's a reason there's YouTube Family or YouTube Kids. They want like that content over there. But having a kid, having a kid on like a beer channel, hard no for me and YouTube. So, but live your life.
I always thought it'd be fun to set up get a little bubbler, set up the grandfather, and have the
kid just
2-year-old in there in a little hot tub. Like it'd be nice little fun time for them. But people might not find that funny.
Ripping bong rips and giving one of those little remember the little baby from Adam's Family that had the little Gomez Adams mustache, just chugging beers in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, I think one of my old school favorite videos was like Mean Kid Laughing. It's just like a little kid laughing after other kids get torn down or crash or kicked or whatever.
Yeah, we keep it to beer. Hack Attack
Yeah.
CH, is that corny keg lid carb stone you? How is that corny keg lid carb stone? Does it really work? No, it doesn't work at all. Yes, it works. That's the whole reason for it. It works great, Hack Attack. And the reason I wanted to make that video is because we did a forced carbonation video back in the day when Maury just cranked the PSI up to 30 and then shook it for 5 minutes or 300 seconds, whatever, bled it off, and then bring the PSI back down to 10 or whatever. And there was just some people that were talking about, hey, like our beer got overcarbonated. So this was just like a safer bet for that video. And you're not going to be able to force carb in 25 minutes like that original video, but you'll still be drinking beer about 4 or 5 times faster than you would if you were just to wait a week or something. Scooby-Doo, my lid was kind of loose, but it worked. It's kind of a weird lid, but it gets on there. Talked about that earlier, Scooby, when my fingers were getting all jacked up. It's a $25 piece from China. Is it kind of clunky? Kind of. Does it work? Absolutely. Works on my ends. Works on my end. Kit includes the 1 pound of honey. What are we talking about? Brewmill Tone. My lid was loose, but it worked, huh? Yeah, it's considered a honey brown. 0.75 ounce cluster. What are you talking about, Tone? Honey ale? Honey beer? Brewing kind of wished I waited for information. All right, I'm catching up. Kit includes the 1 pound of honey. Are we talking about like a braggot recipe? Is this a Northern Brewer honey beer?
Back off, war child, seriously.
We'll do 1 more beer after this, and then we'll do 5 more beers after that. But it's the night before Thanksgiving. It's going to be a crazy college night. Everyone's going to be out in the village. College kids come back. If school's still in session, I don't know how school works anymore with COVID and stuff like that. But I want to thank everybody who's here. Wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. This is James out there in Nova Scotia. I'm super sorry. I thought he was on my time. I obviously knew he was from Canada, but I just get the time zones kind of in one ear, out the other. So apologies for that, James. We can't hear me right now because he's probably taking a leak. Todd Porter, making a braggot. Yeah, I'm going to make a braggot next too. We've got it written down. Minnesota Fats. My house is filled with in-laws. It's a living hell. Reminds me of Christmas Vacation. Reminds me of Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation. Merry Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving, Braj Boy Ben and Chris Vodka. Cheers, Braj. I had a great braggot this summer. I'm going to do a braggot, but I'm going to do a session braggot. James, are you into honey beers or mead or braggots?
I haven't even really tried too many of them. I've just always been of the opinion that, and I haven't tried too many good ones, so it's probably part of my opinion, but a lot of honey being just fermented out seems like a waste of honey.
What do you mean?
Maybe a bad opinion.
It's fermentable sugar. It's delicious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it tastes awesome as honey. So I like the honey flavor and keep.
All right.
But yeah, I haven't tried a good one, so like, I'm definitely open to trying it. I want to get some bees. I'd love to get some bees and start doing that thing.
Get some bees?
Oh yeah, start a little hive.
Party time out there with a little bee suit on?
Yeah, just getting stung and immediately throwing them into the lake when they
The
fail at it.
Raiden mask. Minnesota Fats has a situation going on. He's got all of his in-laws in town right now. He says it's like Chevy Chase, Christmas Vacation. Everyone's just calling the shots, eating your food, sitting on your couch. I couldn't do that. I could not. I mean, if I absolutely had to, but I don't know, man. 10 in-laws in my house. Fuck.
Nice. So I got a question for you.
For me?
Well, I guess something. This beer here is called a Cool Shade Stunner from the Truro Brewing Company. Not sponsored, but you guys, it's made from a homebrew competition. I guess one of the couple either top winners got to brew their beers and then get it put out by the brewery. Do they do that much around there?
Sorry, what was the question? We just got a super chat from Mitch Just Paul, man. He says, "Happy Braj giving to all of us, man. Much love, Paul."
Oh, nice.
What was the first part of
do the breweries out there? I know the one I want to enter with the double kind of does it, but like do they have brewing competitions, and then whoever wins the competition gets to kind of put their beer out on either a pilot batch or a bigger batch or something out there?
No, I think that was a thing maybe done around maybe 2014 or 2015. But there's tap takeovers now where like you just get buddy.
Yeah,
Like Pizza Port's huge where I'm at. Port Brewing is huge. I'm drinking their beer right now, and once a month, maybe once a week, they will have a local brewery come on, and they'll put like 4 of their beers on tap, and it's something really cool for the mom and pop, for the little guy, because Pizza Port is recession proof. It doesn't matter. It's like we talked about a couple weeks ago. It's like some brands need Instagram. Some brands are so popular they don't even need Instagram. You know, I go to Craft Coast, I go to Pizza Port. I don't follow them on Instagram. And when you go 7 days a week, it's just packed. It's just packed. They literally don't. Their social media does nothing. They're going to be making money regardless. And it's cool for them to put on the little guys. You know, the 3-barrel systems, the 5-barrel systems, or 10-barrel system, or whatever. But that's kind of popular, and it's called tap takeovers.
Oh yeah, they do it at some of the places out here.
Yeah,
and it's what makes sense, because a lot of the garage breweries can only do 6 kegs at a time, so they can take 2 or 3 different types, or not 2 or 3, but like 5 or 7 or whatever, however many taps are taken, and have at her.
Yeah, it is cool because you know, there's so many good breweries in San Diego, and some of them just don't really have the best location. You know, some of them, there's still some breweries that I go to that I need to Google Maps for like the 4th time, just because they're in these little business parks and you always kind of forget, and they've got great beer, but it's almost impossible to find unless you have like, I don't know, before the iPhone or TomTom or GPS, like I don't think Thomas Guide could even like got you to some of these breweries. So it's really cool what Pizza Port and Privateer and some of the other guys do for these mommies and daddies, these moms and pops.
Yeah. So since you're talking about all the places, do you have a favorite, or can you even say your favorite with having all the separate places there? Based on what you've been talking about a lot, Pizza Port seems fairly appealing.
Pizza Port is right by me, and they've always got great beer, and I love their pizza. A lot of people think it's like not artesian enough. I love it. I love the thick crust stuff. They brew there. They brew at that location, but their big one is in Bresci Ranch, where it's probably the biggest brew house. It's the biggest brew house I've ever seen.
Oh,
nice. And I've done their brew tours in there, and I don't even know how tall their ceiling is. Probably like 5 or 6 stories, because their fermenters, you can see it from the restaurant. Google Pizza Port Bresci Ranch, and you can see it from the restaurant, but you're like looking down into it. When you're there next to a 250 barrel fermenter, it's like a Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus, the big one that eats plants. You're looking up at it, you're just like, how did this get here? How did people get, has this thing ever been full? How did they get so much beer in it? And it's a trip.
Yeah, it just adds another dimension to the game. If you screw up dry hopping, you die.
Yeah. Yeah. We got Matt Ushman in the house. Trouble Brewing, man. Hey, y'all. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Don't have time to stick around, unfortunately. Happy Thanksgiving. Cheers, Matt. Happy Thanksgiving, you Braj.
Yeah, he has a cool, Matt has a cool little setup there, and he gave me some great tips for the Brewing a Bag video that I had. So
cool.
Trying them out next time. And speaking of BrewTubers, I did notice the other day, and I'm not sure if it always is the same time, but I think Doing the Most may do a live podcast around the same time as you do on Wednesdays. Haven't watched it, but I think it might pop up there.
All right. Well,
so big competition.
Yeah, I follow his channel. I subscribe to it. I'm gonna smoke the shit out of him in ratings. I'm just kidding. Am I? No, I'm kidding.
It's different. I think it's different crowds. I think it's like
at the end of he's Mead, right?
I think it's like I think it's more like I'd say it's between probably like you and maybe like the Brew Show, where maybe he's a little more specific on some other stuff, but brew show's kind of like all fermentations, and you're like focused on the beer and like you said, the hacks and all the good like ways to brew and not fucking break the bank.
I'm gonna steal. I talked to Trent. I'm gonna steal a couple of his videos. I want to do like a dry hop cider, and I want to do something sangria because I just want to do it. I love sangria at this one restaurant. And I know, like, kind of. I think one of their hacks is they use 7-Up or Sprite or something, but it's delicious. It's delicious, and no more shower to doing the most. You know, it's a weird thing because you do kind of want to have. Like Peter and Genius, they do their stream like 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Like, and then Brian does it sometimes Sunday, and then Larry does it sometimes Sunday.
Genius is great for us out here because it starts at like 1 p.m.
Right.
None of that 9 o'clock bullshit for.
Yeah, I'm not even alive till like 2 p.m. on Sundays. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, like it's more power to doing the most, man. Do your thing, Braj.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, it's the more content, the better. Like whether you tune in live or not, it's great. At least for me, I got a 40-minute commute to work, so sometimes those videos that say like apartment brewer makes that are 35 minutes that I wouldn't quite be able to sit in front of the computer and watch. It's awesome to listen. Like he's good at describing everything, and it's awesome to just listen to in the car on the way to work.
Steve's a good dude, and I definitely consider Steve a friend,
sure.
man. He helps out with the channel, and he sent me some beers. I still have T-shirt packages right here, but I talk to Steve a lot. He's a really good dude. I'm glad that you know, one day we'll be drinking beers and getting lost in each other's eyes.
Oh but, yeah, for sure. And when you hit up the, I guess he's out in Nashua or something like that, and that's only a quick 12-hour drive for me. So I mean,
12-hour drive.
Sheesh. Roll down and have some beers with you guys when you head out there.
Deal. I'm gonna go film another.
You guys are meeting in Florida.
What's up?
You said you were meeting in Florida or something.
I was gonna meet this chick out there in Florida, and then she broke up with me. We worked together. Surprise, surprise. She's probably in here right now. I'm gonna fucking.
You go do your thing. I'll hold it down.
Yeah, I'm not going to Florida anymore though. I fucked that thing up, sort of.
Nah.
Right back.
Shit happens. Okay, what else we got here? Yeah, what are people drinking now? Is everyone a solid stop drinking? Because it's 11:51 p.m. right now. No one should be drinking, unless of course it's not even 8 o'clock in the West Coast. Let's see, going J Cook C. Won a beer competition in, that's an impossible word to say, something Wisconsin called Charitable Hops. I won first place. Going to bring a beer. Their brewery, Infinity Brewing. It's called For the Troops IPA. Sounds like a delicious IPA, especially if you want a competition with it. Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm gonna brew my first double and enter it in a competition, expecting it to be crap, but really looking forward to getting some people that have that actually know what they're tasting to taste my beer, so I can find out what I'm screwing up, because I definitely don't make perfect beer, and it'd be great to know the off flavors. Like the one I dumped, I think it's like, yeah, and all the theme song clips or whatever I dumped over my head. There's probably an off flavor taste to that I'm just not sure what it is, and I'd really like to try that one. Hack Attack. I'm drinking. I'm off tomorrow. Smart moves. I got to be at work for 7:45, and it's a 45-minute drive, so I have to leave here in about 7 hours, which means I have enough time for however many more beer. East and the Beast. I'm getting naked to shower. Shower beer equals Pilsner. Really should be wearing glasses because I'm squinting a lot, but whatever. I just assume East is naked most of the time, so yeah. Cranberry Blonde, John and Man. Sounds like a good Christmassy beer. Cranberry is an awesome flavor. I wouldn't mind having that.
Chili.
Sour would be tasty. Double IPA with a Zeka, Medusa, and E6, whatever that is. East Bay Jordan. They the propeller out here does an Azaka. I think it's an IPA, or maybe it's an Azaka Pale, and it's freaking delicious. Wouldn't mind trying some of those Azakas.
I got a question. Sorry.
Hit her.
I got two questions for you.
Okay.
What's your most proud batch of beer you've ever brewed? What style was it?
A proud batch of beer.
You're like, I could sell this. This makes me want to open up a brewery. This is better. My hazy IPA that I'm drinking right now, it's better than the Clown Shoes hazy IPA that I bought the other day by far. and I'm pretty hard on myself.
I'd say I got 3 ones that I've done this year, and I think I've done around 30 batches so far. But first one that I drank that I really liked was my first
Wow.
attempt at lagerine. Whether or not the lagerine did anything, it definitely didn't clear it up to amazing, and it didn't use gelatin or anything. So, but that one I used, I forget what the recipe was, but I did have some of the hops that I grew myself in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it just gave it that little bit of bite that was my undescribable delicious, and that was good. Next batch that I liked was the more or less it wasn't a full copy, but my video for the hazy IPA or no, my New England IPA video. That one was a really good one, and it used you basically in that one I kind of just figured that I paid for it because it was about I think it was about 400 grams of hops, which somewhere in
400
the-
grams of hops.
yeah, which I think is around 13 or 14 ounces. I don't know what that equals.
That's a lot
to
of hops.
liters or
That's
any-
almost
any
a
shit like
pound.
that.
Yeah.
And it was a 80 or 90%
Liters.
copy. It was an 80 or 90% copy of the brew cabin, one. It just had a ton of hops, and it was a delicious beer. I mean, he brewed 50 of them, so he got it right, and I'd agree. And then the last one was just an easy one that the pumpkin ale, like as much as people don't love the pumpkin as much, but it tasted like a good pumpkin ale to me, and it's like, damn, that's all right. And that was my first batch using gelatin, so I was happy with the clarity and that sort of thing on it. So I really like that one.
Right
Curious
on,
to see if
man.
my second batch of it turns out, or it maybe like a lot of beer that I brewed early in the summer where I just had a party and managed to kick about 5 kegs that were half full, and
Chris
about 3.5 months old.
Yeah. Right on, man. Mousetrap Brewing says clown shoes suck. Somebody was talking about it on here. I don't know if it was Just Brewing or maybe an East Coast person. But I bought a 4-pack when I brew beer. Sometimes I want to buy something in circulation that's popular so I can drink my beer next to it. And I was not stoked. In all honesty, I drank South O's Hazy. We had Clown Shoes Hazy, and I brought my Hazy over to South O on Monday. And the one that we brew at South O, mine and Maury's beer, was the most liked by far, and Clown Shoes was the least liked. But like I've said, the joke's on me, right? It's not about making good beer. It's about anybody can make good beer. It's all about how to sell it. Selling is the tricky part. And yeah, Clown Shoes, I bought it. I wasn't stoked on it at all, but it's cool. Cool graphic, cool labels. I'll give them that. But I don't know.
Labels are what matters. If you want to.
Labels are what matters. Yeah, they got good branding. Yeah,
You need to have a Chris Vodka on your side or something, and get the
that's right.
get the old images out there.
Second question. What's your favorite YouTube video that you've made? Because I know the feeling when you upload and it feels really good. And you know that some are better than others, and sometimes it just feels right, and sometimes it feels rushed or cringe. Which one are you the most proud of?
I'm not. I haven't rewatched a lot of them. Right off the bat, probably just planning the hops. My first video there, like I was just stoked to get that going and seeing like with the voiceovers and stuff like that I could make it of kind of boring parts seem interesting or just be sarcastic enough to keep people watching or something like that. But the most fun to make was the hot tub video, just because it was all the bullshit footage that I couldn't really use for anything else.
Yeah.
And I like just making fun of like my buddy that'll drink any beer and these people on freaking Twitch that just get views because they can sit in a hot tub.
Hey, at the end of the day, I used to think that when I explained to my friends about the stream or Twitch, but like, why would you watch it? Like, why would you watch people play video games? Why would you watch it? It's like, well, you could say that about anything. You could say like, why do you hang out on Instagram? Why did you ever have a MySpace? It just works. It just works. But those people that do just hang out in hot tubs and drink, at the end of the day, like they earn that, like.
Oh, for sure.
On face value, you're like, why would you watch somebody play video games? But it's like, there's something there. Like, there's an energy there, and you don't know it until you're actually there. And the guy says, hey, you say, hey, in the chat, and the guy's, hey, what's up, CH_brews, how you doing? You're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, and he's actually pretty good at Halo. I'm going to keep watching him. Maybe I can learn something. But
Oh yeah, for sure. No, it's always good to be able to to talk to the people on the. Like I remember first
live.
watching
We're live.
the Hoppy Hour or some crap like that. Like I'm like, oh, I'm not really gonna comment because it might be stupid or some shit. But then you realize
Be
like
stupid.
everyone's just chill as hell and
Yeah.
and they'll answer your questions. And like I never knew until going on the brew tubing thing that like if you post a comment, people actually reply to it or answer your questions or any of that sort of.
Only rule
crap.
is no egos, man. I don't know a lot. I'm not the recipe development guy. I used to be. I used to kind of like try to figure out the ongoing joke is Simcoe versus Mosaic. But if you, honest to God, if you write a book about Simcoe versus Mosaic, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker that throws that in the fire. You know, like I just wanted to focus on stuff that kind of more solves for X. But if you have a question, throw it in the chat and somebody will get to you. And I really don't think that there's like advanced, beginner, or intermediate brewing. It's just like how do you make good beer? How do you make good beer? Whatever it takes to get from A to B to C to D is how you do it. Whatever you do is whatever you do. Meso! What up, Braj? Meso in the house, man.
Oh, Meso, nice. Enjoying the Colorado 9,000 foot altitude.
Want to give a shout out to Meso.
Snow cabin life.
Big shout out to Meso, man. Trent sent me a picture of you rocking his merch, man, and you made his day, man. Much love to Meso, you Braj. Meso's always supporting. Beer Quiz Nation. I steal every recipe that I brew. Me too. But you don't really have to, because if you're a good brewer and you focus on your system, the recipe will take care of itself. Unless you're doing something crazy. Unless you're doing something new, something crazy, something different.
Yeah,
Let's
I go
do
with
this.
Pretty much, stealing recipes for the most part, but I never have the ingredients that I need, so I just steal and make do.
You don't think that wineries have stolen every? You know, what's the big one in wine called? Meritage, Bordeaux. It's like the 5 grapes, the 5 big grapes. You don't think that that's like the same recipe throughout 400 wineries in Northern California? At the end of the day, I don't care. It's not about making good beer. It's about how do you sell it, and it's tough. It's gonna be even tougher when we run out of cans and shit. Jonathan Elliott in the house, man. What's up, Braj? What's going on, Jonathan? Hope you're well, you Braj. Happy Thanksgiving. I try to make my next brew better than my last. That is a very good thing that Jay Main just said. You know, at the end of the day, you know, Homebrew for Life's a little bit different because we don't really hone in recipes. But if I didn't have the YouTube channel and I wanted to open up a brewery, I would be honing in hazies and West Coast IPAs all day. So yeah, you know, save that bottle one of them, and drink it side by side with your next batch, or do it with a couple buddies and blindfold yourself and see, try to pick it apart, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do this. 4-ish months ago, I just moved from Los Angeles to Northwest Arkansas, and unfortunately, the homebrew scene is virtually non-existent here. That's a bummer, man. That's a bummer. You would think Arkansas would be like a hub for homebrew. I don't know. Is that racist? Is that too much generalization? You would think that Arkansas would be like, I don't know.
How about for homebrew community?
The Midwest?
Have you ever been part of any homebrew clubs or any of that sort of stuff, or kind of like message boards or anything more than Reddit?
I'm in a couple of Facebook groups. North County something association. They party a little bit too hard for me. And then there was the Barley Engineers, who I was really good friends with, and the Barley Engineers, I think, is the most like credible beer team. What are we calling this? Like beer club in San Diego.
Yeah.
And they used to have their meetings once a week, the first of every month, on a Wednesday at Stone. And then Stone said, you guys can't come here anymore, or for whatever reason, I don't know if there was money involved, or if they got hooked up to begin with, or if they were paying for this conference room. Booze Brothers supported them. So when I was at Booze Brothers back in 2015, they would go hard. Like Booze Brothers has a special events room with a projector for weddings and stuff like that. And these guys would be up there talking about like how to ship a 3-hour meeting on a Wednesday, how to bottle or can your own homebrew for a competition, like the strategy on just like that. And I was like, damn, like this, you guys are gnarly.
A little bit detailed.
A little bit detailed, but there was definitely a lot of talent in that room, and a lot of guys went out to, end up opening up breweries, just like the Battle Mage guys. They were part of that, and these are like die-hard home brewers. Like, again, if you're gonna go out on a Wednesday night and hear about some guy talk about how to can beer to send it to some festival or something, like you're into beer. You're into beer, and that's
Oh yeah,
like
for
next
sure.
level for me. I ain't sitting through that shit. But
Yeah, we got a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go for it.
Oh no, I'm saying we got a pretty good. It seems like a pretty good community. The Brewnosers up here has a homebrew club and a Facebook, or not Facebook, but like a message, one of those old message board type things, and you get the bulk buys for the grains, and a lot of people really know what they're talking about if you send them a question, they'll answer it. And recently, I just took part in the Christmas beer exchange, so we got about 25 or 26 homebrew ready to start in December when that comes along, and
Right on.
that'll be good. The only thing I saw about that I was a little bit of cringe on was somebody like one or two, or not one or two, but maybe a guy like posted like something about like in one of those like tags at the bottom of your message board thing where it says your catchphrase and it's like laughing at bad beer. It's like, no, that's not cool. But
Yeah.
other than that, everything seems awesome.
No reason for that. Really quick, we're going to give a shout out to my barrage, Enzo Hale. He was the 19-year-old barrage in here right now. He's not in here that often, but he just scored a brewing internship out in Germany. So he's going to go out there and make beer. He's going to, I think, live in Germany for the second half of 2022. He's getting a serious head start on the beer game. And I wish you well, Barrage. Wish you well, Enzo. Hope life's treating you good. 20 years old, my bad. There's no difference between 19 and 20. The only birthdays that matter is 16, 21, and that's it. And 80. If you make it to 80, we'll celebrate. I thought he was 19 2 years ago. Jonathan Elliott. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's 40 now, Jonathan.
Yeah, he's of age. He can actually get rid of the fake ID. Hack Attack, congrats, Enzo. Good luck. Cheers to Hack Attack for saying that. Tell me about it. That fake ID clutch, though. I don't even know how fake IDs work anymore. Back in the day, you didn't have to go through the scanner and the black light. Nowadays,
Just had to pass a $20 bill with your ID and you get in, no problem.
yeah. Biriqua Nation. He'll be learning krausening process for sure. Shh.
Some of that open fermentation going.
Dude, I can get anything. Cigarettes, weed, beer, anything. I know your girlfriend's over 21. I know your secret.
Wow.
You know that I know. You know.
Craft cigarettes. That's your next $1 million page.
Craft everything. There's a restaurant in Encinitas that they just are having way too much fun with this whole craft beer world. Craft. And their motto is craft everything. Really? Your toilet paper, your Heinz mustard, your silverware, your napkins, craft everything. Oh, okay.
Craft silverware. That's the ticket.
Craft doggy bin to go.
Back off,
Yeah.
poor child, seriously.
Craft ice.
Oh,
Craft tap water. Craft city water. Craft
avocado ice.
Craft not paying your bills. 2 hours, man. Are you talking about Beer Garden? No, I'm talking about right next to Beer Garden. I think it's called Home and Away. It's on the corner right there, Enzo, on D Street and 101. Beer Garden's legit. Beer Garden shreds.
Nice. So it's you say everything's open up down there. There's no precautions or shit you got to take anymore.
Are we talking about the C word?
No. We were talking about CrossFit.
Cunt. Got it. Yeah, the only thing that I don't think is back to normal is my half marathon, my Carlsbad marathon. I am not getting any more emails about it right now, so I think something's up in the air. But I don't know, man. You just gotta roll with the punches in life. Some things you have complete control over. Some things you don't have any
Oh,
control
yeah,
over.
exactly.
But
Just
you
make,
just gotta
make deal with it.
keep going, huh? Enzo Hale, I can't go over there anymore without getting a headache. What are we talking about? Home and away, or beer garden? East Bay Jordan was thinking about rolling my own cigars, but decided not to because I already have too many hobbies. Definitely random, but I like it.
That was about cigarettes. That's a same deal there. I bought some seeds once for like a Cuban friggin' tobacco or something, but never planted them. Also, I don't really smoke, so I don't know why I bought them, but it seemed like fun.
I'm like 60 days without a cigarette.
Nice.
I know. Feel good. I can't go there anymore without getting a headache. Encinitas. Yeah, I'm kind of burnt out, man. I grew up just, that was my stomping grounds. Going to the shanty, the saloon, just way too often, man. Trying to meet girls, never worked out. I was probably blowing it harder than I'd like to imagine or reflect on. But yeah, Encinitas is for dinner now. No more bars. John Amon, I like the ice, either the hole in them. That's craft. Yeah, craft ice. Craft shitty bartender. Craft shitty customer service. Artesian. Artesian's the new word. Everyone uses artesian now. Is that getting big in Canada?
I don't know if something says
artesian
artesian.
burrito.
I just tend to steer away from it.
Artesian coffee. It's fucking coffee. It's like, it's coffee.
Basically the same as expensive.
Right. Yeah. Artesian. What do you think you're in like Italy or something?
Wow.
It's Encinitas.
I'm just doing it in an inefficient way.
Well, we're coming down to the wire. James, it's been 2 hours. This is awesome, man. I want to thank everybody for being here. Any last words, or anybody got any questions for Party Time? I hope you guys are subscribed to his channel. That'd mean a lot to me.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah. No. Thanks for having me on. It's a lot of fun.
It's always
good time
fun.
as always. If
It's
you're
always
ever-
fun.
If you're ever bored, shoot me up again.
Absolutely. Yeah, I try to recycle the brew tubers, and I'm not really going to have any more artisanal water. I'm not going to have any more brewery owners kind of come on unless it's Jorge Castro. He can say what he wants.
Oh, you can have brewery owners on. It's just just that they.
Well,
yeah,
in the
it's
morning, they're always
fun
like,
to have on, but
they always want
if
me to
they
like
actually need,
take it down or do some shit, and it's just not even worth it.
what are they
Whatever.
worried about? Just saying the wrong thing or some crap like that, or
Yeah, when you sober up, when the beers stop flowing, you're like, did I do anything? Did I say anything stupid? Do I have to apologize? Like, I don't want people to have to think that, or it's, yeah. This is for the barrages. This is for the brew
for sure.
tubers.
No, it's, good. And you had the broadcast that used to be on there, but you were saying that was good to listen to, especially on my commute. But you saying that's just
Thank
costs
you.
you silly money to host for. Like you got to pay money to host those things, don't you? Like it's not just
Jorge.
YouTube where you can kind of post it up.
That was cool. I love doing the broadcast. It's still out there. I still pay every month to have it hosted. The RSS feed and the hosting or whatever. It's only like $20 a month.
Adds up though.
Yeah, $20. I'm gonna go spend $80 at the bar with Maury right now. But I like this better. I like the chat. I like the pulse of this. The broadcast is cool. There was a couple at the end where the audio was just like so bad on the user's side which I cannot control, that I was like, I just don't know. If it's just audio, it's got to be really good audio. If you're watching somebody and people call in, they could be on like a car phone. It's only a couple minutes. But if it's just audio, people have to have really good audio. And it's like, you're not going to spend $100 on a microphone just to do this one podcast. It's just not worth it. And like at the time, I wanted to have more people come over and in person, because I can control that. I have 2 microphones with a mixer, 2 headphone sets, and that's going to be the best quality. But it was like COVID and it was weird, and some people didn't care, some people did care. If you want to come over, come over. If you don't want to come over, don't come over. That's always been my mentality. And I don't know, just too many things I could not control. I'm not saying it's dead. It's just kind of on the back burner. But when I get the brew tubers on, one of the reasons I have you guys on is because you guys already have this shit for production. You guys already have microphones and cameras and headphones and USB stuff and XLR stuff. So it just kind of makes more sense.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, one thing I was thinking the other day is like you'd almost need to, if you're doing those interviews all the time, you'd have to find the cheapest Amazon microphone that sounds good and just like send them one.
Yeah, I did that with Peter, Pros with Peter, and I never got it back.
Oh yeah.
And I love him for it.
There. When's
Yeah.
he coming back? Any word on that?
I think he got burned out. You know, sometimes you just need to take time off, and it's just it's a beer community. You're never gonna have a viral video. You're never gonna get, you got to just kind of keep chipping away, and it just kind of takes its toll, and people burn out. That's as
Oh yeah, for sure.
best as I can explain it.
Yeah.
Unless something comes out that's brand new, and you're the first person to get it out, but there's not too many like innovations in beer. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think one I'd like to do soon, and I don't even know if there's I haven't even done the research on it, but
Makes
you ever
life
heard of
easier,
the cold IPAs? People do
Yeah,
those?
those are the original India Pale lagers or something. Cold IPA.
No, I think it's a little bit different. It's like I was reading I forget, it might have been a Brewlosophy or I don't think it was a Master Brewer podcast, but one of those was talking about the saying it's different than the India Pale Lager. It's a cold IPA, and I think you kind of do it with a lager yeast, not at the
I'm listening.
not at the cool temperatures, and it's also you use your adjuncts in it a little bit more, like your rice or your corn
Maize.
there to do it. So I've never tried one, never seen one, but it seems like it'd be an interesting thing to give her. I just want to figure out a little bit more about the enzymes, because if you have a hefty rice or a corn bill, I think you need to hit those. I think Wayfarer was the one that invented it. I don't really know much about that brewery, but seems interesting and something different, and it's always good to try something different. So
Yeah, everyone. I
I'd
think
like to give that a go.
Brewmill Tony brought something up last stream. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago, but he was like, it was the same exact beer at one place, and they called it this, and they called it something else, and it sold out. And there's always something new, like hard seltzers, but I think a lot of people just have too much time trying to, I don't know, reinvent what's already there. And again, I'm not saying that there's not going to be another beer trend, but I don't know. There's always just kind of like this sixth thing that gets kind of recycled. It comes back, or this and that. Brag it, mix it with two. Now it's like half cider, half this, Keyser cider, whatever. Have we ever played around with Brett's? Yeah, that was like a couple of years ago. But it's kettle sours. If you were the first guy and this goes for breweries too. Anybody, and everyone's looking for the new thing. If you were the first brewery that had good kettle sours, people were going to find you. If you were the first YouTuber to put out the kettle sour video, it's going to have a lot of views. So I'm not saying that you're never going to have a video that isn't going to, get more views than the next, but it's just tough. It's not tough, but you can't predict the future. You don't know what like the next thing's going to be.
I just got to get out there and trying stuff and doing things like the brew show. He just tries all the different ones, and eventually he's going to hit. And man, he went to a 10,000 fast. That's crazy and awesome on him.
Good for
He
him,
does
man.
amazing videos.
He's got great content, and like I said, YouTube is like, it's a business, and it's 100% up to you. There's nobody that stands in your way except yourself. And he did a video. I mean, even Clawhammer's last video, wet hopped. Wet hopped is like the new trend, I guess. People want to know like what wet hopped is and what it is, but that's the new kind of marketing tool for hops. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this time of year, it's kind of like everyone will be popping out wet hop videos because everyone has the fresh hops. And
I didn't know about wet hop till about a month ago.
yeah, I don't know what time the harvest is out there, but out here is about a month and a half ago or something.
But people,
And yeah, wet hop is usually pretty. They seem good, but you got to use a lot of hops.
you got
or at
to
least
use a lot of hops. But I see people. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying they weigh. It's hilarious when you have a stack of hops and you're like, oh shit, that's only 1 ounce. It's like a giant Ziploc bag full.
Yeah. No, I see like people going out looking at menus now, and people put wet hop by it, and like that stands out. Like that's the new kind of marketing tool or trend in beer. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying. I mean, a wet hop's almost the same as saying a fresh hop. So like people
Sure.
are probably more interested when as soon as you start saying, oh yeah, just the regular pellet hop like every single beer.
Sure.
Doesn't sound as interesting as wet hop or fresh hop, so
Right.
why not give it a try? How about organic wet hop?
Diet.
Yeah, diet.
99
Diet
calories or less. 99 calories or it's free.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're out of here, everybody. James, I want to thank you for your time, man. I got to go meet these shitheads
thanks
at
a lot. It was
8:30 down the road. I'd like it if anybody would subscribe to James's channel, keep people brewing, and let's get James from getting burned out, man. And what helps with that is subscribers and comments and love and thumbs ups and thumbs downs and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of my first thumbs down the other day. I was really excited on that one.
That means you got me subscribe to your channel. It means you got a hater out there.
I want more haters. They're more fun to talk to.
Yeah. Wait till you get. Have you had the Michael
already got
James? Michael James?
Yeah,
You
I
got
got too
Michael
long,
James.
but they were long, almost the same posts, and they were. I think he types each one out, which is pretty crazy, and he has a strong belief.
Luis Alexandre. It's the link is in the bio to James's channel, man. Much love. Good looking out, Barrage. All right, well, we're out of here. Everybody have happy Thanksgiving and have sweet dreams of Michael James leaving all those read more comments on your social media.
Oh,
stuff.
I did some research when he posted, and
If it
so
says-
you're not coming on tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving, time for break.
I don't have anybody
Time for
booked. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna hang out with my family tomorrow and not have to worry about rushing back or
Horrible
anything. I don't know. Should we do a flash one?
No, whatever. No, you got to make sure you just next week or whatever when the I guess maybe not next week, but the week after when South O opens up, you should
Yeah.
bust out a few minutes of live stream there to see how the actions go.
We've talked about it. We got to get a couple different cameras going. That'd be cool if it was like
except for the whole sound thing, and like you say, I mean, you need good sound, and if it sounds like shit, it's a shit video. But,
yeah, I don't know how they even do that. Like with the college game day stuff, there's 4 guys talking and like 200 people screaming in the background. It's probably $1,000 microphone, which I don't have. Yeast in the Barrage, I would come on tomorrow. We'll see. It's probably not going to happen, but if I'm on, you can come on tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a long weekend. Enjoy it.
It's what?
Watch your falls and whatnot.
Barrage giving. That's right. Everybody have a good time with your friends and your family and your loved ones. Enjoy the turkey and mashed potatoes. Trent, your vegan turkey, your vegan cheese, all that stuff. James, thanks again, man. And
Thanks for having me on. It was awesome.
you have a good night, man. Thanks for your time, everybody.
Yeah, you too. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.